A bruising band of Bulls storming into Raymond James Stadium with more than 1,200 yards of total offense over the past 2 weeks. Led by a strong rushing attack, too. Daryl Scott with 3 touchdown runs last week. It's Big East versus Conference USA. South Florida Bulls, 17th in the country, hosting UTEP, and it starts right now. You are watching college football on ESPN3, presented by Sprint. Oh, sure, it's pro football on Sundays here at Raymond James Stadium, but on a Saturday night, it's college football, UTEP and the South Florida Bulls. And with that, we welcome you to Tampa, Florida, everybody. Kevin Cork and the coach, Doug Graber. You know, interesting matchup here for you tonight, Coach. On the one hand, you have UTEP, a team that has actually started 3 different quarterbacks in each of the weeks already this season, and yet they're looking for consistency offensively and getting it thanks to one great receiver.
Mike Edwards at wide receiver has been phenomenal. He's been the one constant for this football team, averaging 16.3 yards per catch. Transfer from Mount Sac in California. He's been tremendous.
He has had more than 80 yards receiving in each of the first 3 contests. Keep an eye on him. And speaking of offensive production, when you look at the other sideline, the University of South Florida, obviously they can throw the football all over the yard, but they're getting production out of an outstanding running back that a lot of people are really pulling for in Daryl Scott.
Well, Daryl Scott is really, I think, a key guy, and it's key tonight how he plays. B.J. Daniels has been great at the quarterback position. They need a running back to really get established. That's the guy that can do it. He is 240 pounds. He's very, very strong. Take a look at him here in action. You know, he's got good speed for a 240-pounder. This is a little bit like LeGarrette Blount, who also plays in this stadium. A surprising agility for a big guy, surprising speed. Transfer from Colorado, was the #1 running back recruited in the nation a couple years ago. A lot of talent.
Indeed, coming off of a 12-carry, 146-yard performance. We'll see how he does tonight. Ditto for B.J. Daniels, 6 TDs and 1 INT. We've got college football after this quick timeout. Don't go away. And welcome back to Raymond James Stadium, everybody. South Florida Bulls and the UTEP Miners. Head coach of the Bulls, Skip Holtz, catching up with our Angela Mallon, the 3rd player on this threesome.
Skip, your teams have done an outstanding job staying focused for the task at hand. What did you have them prepare, and what did you say to them this week as they got ready for UTEP?
Well, we keep saying it's all about us. It's about the way we prepare and the way we get ready for each and every one of these games. And I just want to make sure that we come out and put our best foot forward. This is a long season, and as I told them, nobody's been to a bowl or won a conference championship with 3 wins, and that's all we have right now. And a lot of things we got to continue to work on and get better. We've been fortunate so far that we've been able to play a little bit of our depth and some of our twos down the road. We just got to continue to grow as a team.
You said a conference championship was certainly something you guys would be gunning for. B.J. Daniels, back-to-back outstanding games. Is this a guy that's ready to take the team to that goal?
Well, we're gonna find out. I mean, those are definitely the expectations we have and where we want to go, and that the only way you can get there is by focusing on every play. And B.J.'s got to continue to grow and get better at some things, but really pleased with how far he's come and the maturity he showed to this point.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Angela, thank you very much. Excellent off the tee, great golfer, loves college football. Manning the sidelines for us tonight. And we're underway here at Raymond James Stadium. The Bulls kicking off, and that one is perfectly placed in and out for the touchback.
Yeah, and they were trying to keep that ball away from Vernon Frazier, #2, and they did it because Frazier's a great return guy.
Frazier, a lot of speed, very dangerous. You want to keep an eye on him throughout this contest. He's been one of the real bright spots for the Miners coming into this contest. Now, there are a lot of people, Coach, who will feel like this could be a whitewash. This could be a real runaway for the Bulls, but keep in mind, these teams have combined for 5 wins in 6 contests, and the Bull defense is certainly no slouch. So we'll see how well their offense can do as we take a look at Carson Meager.
Well, he's 1 for 1 so far, so he doesn't have a lot of experience, that's for sure. 2 for 2.
Comes out firing over the right side. That one complete for the short gain. That'll bring up a 2nd down. As we take a look at the Miner offense, they're going to throw the ball as much as they possibly can because running against this Bull defense will be a tall order. As you see, keep an eye on #6, Mike Edwards. We talked about him in the pregame. Led by Eloy Atkinson there. captain leading the offensive line. So second down, we'll call it 2nd and 8. Meager looking, checking off. Twins to his left. Steps even farther back in the shotgun now. Looking left, firing. And complete, but not before he gets walloped. And now let's take a look while we have a moment at the Bull defense. Corey Grissom, number 46. You're going to hear his name called a lot. Ditto for Ryan Giddens, sophomore out of Sefner, Florida. And Sam Barrington, what a player. Michael Linares also. Keep your eye on the middle linebacker there, the Mike back, and of course John Legist, number 8. Strong hitter, known to bring the wood. Royzel Smith also. That one over the left side and run out. And that's going to lose a couple, looks like.
And that just shows the speed of this South Florida defense. I mean, they really had an excellent play call against the corner blitz. They had a screen on. But D.D. Lattimore and those linebackers, I mean, they run. And that really, if you talk about South Florida defensively, unbelievable team speed. That's really what they go by.
Second down, 12 yards to go. Meager surveying the defense, looking left, instead hands off on the inside. That actually pays off for some positive yardage for the Miner offense.
Yeah, that was Nathan Jeffrey at running back, and I tell you, this UTEP is 2-1. There's Mike Price here on the sideline. I go back a lot of years with that young man. We were rookie head coaches in 1982 in the Big Sky Conference. I was at Montana State. He was at Weber State.
And before you look at that record and say, whatever, 47% win total, let me tell you something. You know, college football, that's an impressive stat coming out of UTEP. Mike, a heck of a coach.
He had Washington State twice in the Rose Bowl.
And they're going to stop this play. False start on the offense. That's going to back them up. Tough call, too. That'll take a manageable 3rd and 5, making it now
False
a 3rd
start.
and 10.
Offense, number 58, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Right. Here's what's happened at the quarterback position for UTEP. There you see Coach Holtz. First of all, Nick Lamison, their clear starter, was injured in the second game of the season. They went with Jay Hall, a freshman. He struggled, 35%. Now they're going with Carson Meager. And, you know, Coach Price feels he can run the offense, make the audibles. He'll be much more under control.
Meager looking left, firing that way. Man was covered. Probably not a bad decision to let that one go. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, that was the throwaway. And again, you know, the speed of that linebacker that closed on that, had that been well thrown, that easily could have been picked off or certainly batted down at least.
Possible pick 6. Instead, the ball falls harmlessly to the turf. That's going to bring up a 4th down.
Number 7, Ian Campbell.
Ian Campbell, outstanding punter, averaging better than 46 a punt. Gets rid of that one. And quickly, the defense is down there. Special teams always making a difference. And in this case, the Miners are in great shape as they shut it down quickly.
Yeah, that was Terrence Mitchell, and really he had no room. And Ian Campbell is number 8 in the nation in putting. He's tremendous.
Quick timeout. Bulls will get the ball next. Welcome back. Beautiful 87-degree night here in Florida as we take a look at some cumulonimbus clouds.
Summer clouds in Florida are beautiful. I really do. I love them.
It's one of the real treats of living here in West Central Florida. Balmy nights, great for college football. As we take a look there, B.J. Daniels and the Bulls offense ready to get on the field.
Boy, Daniels has really been amazing in the opening 3 games of the season. He's really matured as a quarterback. He runs the show. He's making good decisions. He throws, he runs, he does everything.
As you take a look at the numbers there, Coach, 67%, 6 touchdowns and just 1 interception on the early 2011 campaign. Under pressure, gets rid of it, has a man over the left flat. That's good for very positive yardage, and it's his tight end, Evan Landy, with that one. As we take a look now at the lineups. Offense for South Florida, Darrell Scott, number 3, big running back. And speaking of outstanding production, A.J. Love and Sterling Griffin are both outstanding. Chaz Hine, we'll talk more about the center, What a player he is. And instead it's a fake up the inside, and BJ is on the run. And in the clear. 40, 30, 20, one man to beat. Cuts inside. Touchdown Bulls.
Are you kidding me? I mean, you know, that was actually a broken play. And you talk about speed kills and athleticism. Buddy, you saw it right there with B.J. Daniels. Take a look. It was a high snap, but Daniels, he knows what to do with it. What a move he put on in the open field. That was Wes Miller that he beat right there. And, you know, when he gets in space, he is fun to watch. Wow.
Most impressive. Daniels already with more than 100 yards rushing on the season, adding to his total with that long touchdown run to go along with more than 860 yards passing. The extra point is up and good. And very quickly, we get a chance to see why B.J. Daniels is considered one of the premier quarterbacks in the country. Quick timeout. Bulls leading 7-0. The Bulls on the board, and once again their quick strike ability on display here, Coach.
Yeah, this is the 4th straight game that South Florida has scored in the first 4 minutes of the game. Watch the move right here on the safety, Miller. I mean, you know, he's just a great athlete. You know, he played basketball as a true freshman here at South Florida. He's just a tremendous football player and a better person. That's the neat thing.
How about this for a nice scoring drive? 2 plays, 78 yards, taking all of 36 seconds as Daniels takes it to the house after making one nifty move. And by the way, he did get a little credit. A.J. Love at the very tail end of that play, Coach, doing what you guys like to see in the film room later in the week. He stayed with his man, made a late push for a block to spring his quarterback. And it's going to be brought out this time. And this is not what they wanted to see. The Bulls may have given up a huge return, and indeed that is the case. We talked about how dangerous that young man is, and look at Frazier go. Vernon really putting on a show, Coach. You called it earlier. They tried to kick away from him, couldn't do it this time, and he makes him pay.
Well, you know, that's nothing new. He's averaging 31 yards a return, and, you know, he just got a great feel for it, gets a nice block right there. Number 8 is doing a terrific job. Hey, this is nothing new. He is number 9th in the nation in kickoff returns, and he just went up into the top 5 with that one.
Great return, Jeremy Springer getting the job done there. Number 8 with a nice block to Spring Frazier as he makes his way all the way down 67 yards on the return. 1st and 10. Meager fakes the handoff, rolling, and has a man wide open, falling out of bounds, but it's not a bad play at all as UTEP gets the job done with a nice strike over there, and it's Julio Lopez with the catch.
Yeah, just a standard crossing route. That really was not very well defensed by South Florida. That's nothing new. You know, that's just a boot pass, and you're always going to have a deep crosser, and the linebackers have to search him out and find him.
Misdirection good for 1st down yardage, and the Miners are threatening deep in Bulls territory thanks to the great return by Vernon Frazier. Handoff play here, good over the right side, and still on his feet and running hard. That's what you like to see. If you're going to get the job done running, you need Myers and others to keep moving that football.
Well, that offensive line of UTEP now, they're getting some movement coming off the football. And anybody that thought this was going to be an easy game, you were sadly mistaken. UTEP is a solid football team. They're 2-1. You know, they're off to a pretty good start as well.
And keep in mind, they have one of the most experienced coaches in college football. Coach Price knows what he's doing over there. Keep that in mind. He knows how to prepare his team, even in hostile environments. That is certainly the case right now. Miners 2nd and 1. Handoff. And it's Myers once again bowling his way forward. That's good for 1st down yardage as he makes his way inside the 5-yard line.
And again, that offensive line for UTEP, Watkins, Martin, Atkinson, McGage, and Craighead, they're coming off the football. And, hey, South Florida, if you're not ready to play, you better get ready to play because we're coming after you. Take a look at it right here. That's a great block by number 60, McGage, the guard. The big old tight end, Kevin Perry's in there pushing the pile. Nice job for UTEP.
Quick handoff, touchdown, Leland Myers. And the Miners come right in and knock him right back in the mouth, and they score a touchdown.
You know, a lot of times when you score a fast, quick, easy touchdown like South Florida did, that can be the worst thing that can happen to your team. You know what? That was a wake-up call right there.
Myers bullying his way in for the touchdown. And the Miners now with a chance to tie the score at 7. Warren's extra point is up and true. So sprung by the great return by Frazier.
You know, and that's nothing new. I mean, you know, we talked about it in the open. That's a great return guy.
Vernon Frazier leads the way, and it's a touchdown run by Myers. 7 up. Welcome back, everybody. Coach Mike Price and company feeling pretty good right now on the road. Hostile environs, a top 20 squad, and they are all square at 7 apiece. 4-play drive, 33 yards, taking 148. Thanks to that nice long return by Vernon Frazier.
You know, and Mike talked this week about, you know, that they're heavy underdogs in this game, and Mike said, okay, we're underdogs, but we might turn into wonder dogs. And they have so far.
So far, so good. And can I just tell you, Coach Price, hilarious. Funny guy, been around the game a long time. He's still got his wits and his sense of humor. And the Bulls are in business. Lindsey Lamar running hard, still on his feet, fighting his way over the 40-yard line.
Flag down, though. That one is coming back. They caught somebody with behind the back or holding. We'll wait for the official call, but that's my unofficial.
Conference USA crew here. Brett Rogers, our referee.
During return, illegal block in the back, number 15. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That'll set back the Bulls just a bit.
That was on Victor Mark, the wide receiver. Kind of got caught there. Boy, what a job Coach Holtz has done here at South Florida. Wow. Unbelievable.
One of the real surprise programs around the country. If you've not been here to the Tampa area, most impressive job that he's done. This program, quite frankly, has done in a fairly short amount of time.
Yeah, it's really been amazing.
Daniels firing, and that's complete. And just being spun out of bounds is Lindsey Lamar. You talked about Coach Holtz and the job he's done down here with the Bulls. Here's a look at his resume.
Well, you know, Jim Leavitt did a great job starting this program, and Coach Holtz came in a tough situation and did a tremendous job in the interim.
Little misdirection there. Daniels running left, first down yardage, still on his feet, and bulls his way to a first down.
That's what a great athlete can do at the quarterback position. That was, believe it or not, another broken play, and all of a sudden he turns it into a 15-yard gain. You know, and this is a change for him. He's so mature now. No panic. You know, no problem. Here, I'll figure something out, and he did.
He talked about his maturity last year, not as consistent. They were worried about figuring out how not to turn over the football as often. And this season, he's certainly been much better at ball security.
He has been, and I'll tell you what else has been good this year is this UTEP defense. They have played extremely well this year. Andre Patterson, defensive coordinator, 13 years in the NFL. They are really playing outstanding defensive football. Their problems have been on offense.
Daniels goes downfield, has a man just a bit too far as he tries to get out there and get that ball to Sterling Griffin.
Yeah, and Antoine Blake was running really shoulder to shoulder with him, and that was just slightly overthrown.
Tell you what, last week, what an offensive performance by B.J. Daniels and the Bulls offense. 70 points, 49 coming in the first half, 745 yards of total offense, a Big East record. Most impressive. By the way, I know that jumps out at you, Coach. 70 points, second highest in school history.
Yeah, they had 80 against Kentucky Wesleyan in their opening game.
What a catch by Sterling Griffin. Firing over the right side as Daniels, and Griffin lays out and makes the catch.
Well, Sterling Griffin is the go-to guy at the wide receiver position. He's the leading receiver. He's very talented. And watch him dig this one out of the turf. I mean, he definitely got his hands under the football. That was terrific.
That's what you like to see. Antoine Blake disagrees, but the officials call it the way they see it. Meanwhile, it's Darrell Scott bowling his way forward. You know, it's great to have a kid that has played tailback, and when they start to pick up a little weight but don't lose a lot of speed, then you get into that physicality that you like to have at this level.
Yeah, and he just frankly moved the pile all on his own right there.
There's a good look at number 3, Darryl Scott, once again with the football. This time makes one cut, gets chopped down just a little bit as he makes his way just over the 35-yard line, and that appears to be good enough for the first down. And it is.
And again, if this offense is going to become, boy, and they're going at a very fast pace here tonight, but Darryl Scott is a guy that they really need to mature for this offense.
Plus territory for the Bulls. Fakes the handoff, does Daniels. Rolling left, looking, firing, and he has a man. And that one is also good for a very nice catch. Stephen Bravo Brown hauling that one in. Check that. That's actually Andreas Shields hauling that one in.
Yeah, that was the tight end coming on the crossing route on the same play we saw UTEP run in their opening series. Here it is right here, counter pass. There's the big tight end dragging across the field. And that was a terrific throw by B.J. Daniels going to his left.
Moving to his left on the run, setting properly and hooking up with the receiver there, the tight end. Pump fake trying to go long. Wow. And what a terrific spinning catch by Deontay Welch. They're saying he was out of bounds, Coach. I don't know.
But, you know, from up here, I'd be anxious to see a replay of this because from up here, I thought he might have got 1 foot down.
I thought he got 1 foot down as well.
Let's take a look. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
Daniels has to hurry up and get this play off. Scott to his right.
Yep.
And we have a whistle.
And I bet this is going to the replay.
The previous play is under review of an incomplete pass.
Good call. Good call.
Well, it looked like to me and to you, I think, that he did get 1 foot down. And maybe they saw the same thing. Worth a second look. Let's see if we can get another look at it.
I love replay. I think it has just been terrific for college football. And I like the way the setup goes. Mike Price is probably not too happy about it right now, but it really is good. It writes calls that, even from here on the replay, it was tough for me to tell.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's
no
a
question
catch.
about it. When you take it in slow motion, no question. He definitely got his right foot down. So that is going to, now the key thing is they're going to have to, absolutely.
Yep, the right foot appears to have come down just as he hauled in the football there, and that would be a great catch by Deontay West.
Now remember, it has to be undisputable to overturn the call.
Caught, foot down.
Yeah, that's pretty undisputable to me. I'll be surprised if they don't overrule the call on the field, and that would give them a first down.
First and goal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. It's inside the 10 for sure. I'm not sure the exact yard line. About the 7 or 6 maybe.
One of the other advantages of having an opportunity like this is, in addition to wanting to get it right, I think it sometimes can be instructive too. I think folks at home, listen, they watch the football games very carefully, and whether you're here in the stands or at home watching it, it's good sometimes to understand what did the officials see, how do these calls shake out, and again, ultimately, you want to get it right.
You know, and the officials are really not opposed to it at all. They like it because those are tough calls you have to make, and you got about a millisecond to make that call.
Absolutely. Light speed. You're looking at a big, tall kid spinning the football up there, trying to make sure you catch where their feet landed. Never easy. And these are some of the best in the business, manning these sidelines and running up and down with these quick athletes. So we'll take a look, and as they take a look.
Now, the only thing I don't like is the length of time. I think this decision should have been made about a minute ago, honestly.
They may be trying to figure out, did he have control?
Yeah, or the yard line, they're going to spot the ball.
That could be.
After further review, the player was able to maintain possession of the ball as he went out of bounds. The ball will be placed at the 3-yard line, first and goal.
First and goal, Deontay Welch, terrific catch.
Yeah, and a nice job by the officials. I'd like it to be a little bit faster, but absolutely got it right. No question. What a catch by Deontay Welch, a young man out of Williston, Florida.
You know what else is great in watching a game like this? You're talking about some of the premier high school programs in the country, Texas kids, Florida kids.
California kids for UTEP.
Absolutely.
All their players basically come from Texas and California.
Daniels to Scott. One cut. End zone.
Wow.
Touchdown Bulls.
Well, that's just the inside zone play. And he just found just enough of a crack. And again, you see the strength and the power and the explosiveness right there.
Excellent vision by Scott, too. When you make that one cut and you start running downhill quickly, that's what they're looking for in these short yardage situations. He did exactly what he was assigned to do, capping a 10-play drive. It was motion on the line before the blocked extra point. They're going to move this back, it looks like. There's a look at Darryl Scott, former Colorado Buffalo. Awfully happy to be down here in Florida. And as coach said, performing very well. Let's listen to the call.
Offside, defense, number 46, half the distance to the goal. Replay the try.
So was the defense a little too aggressive? Maybe that's how they were able to get to that ball so fast.
Well, it's easy to block them if you jump, about half a second early.
So they're going to move half the distance.
Thought he might consider going for 2, but nope, going to take the sure thing. And it is pretty much a sure thing with Bonami.
Right you are, sir. Right you are. Up and good. A 10-play drive covering 78 yards. Capped by a touchdown run by Darryl Scott. And so once again, the Bulls answer. They now lead 14-7. Now, if you're Mike Price in this situation, what are you saying to your team right now?
Well, Mike Price, he's been around the block a few times, Hey, his offense played well. His defense has had 2 breakdowns that gave him big plays. But his defense is a good defense. I'm a little surprised that they have had those big plays against that defense early. I'm happy because my offense is moving the football. My defense, I know, is going to come around and play better than that.
Never easy to go on the road in any environment in college football, especially tough to come here to Raymond James. Miners trying to draw close again, trailing 14-7. And we talked about their ability at returning the football. We saw Vernon Frazier, the little 5'6" speedster. Says here he weighs $175. I think that's generous, Coach.
Yeah.
That kid's a flyer.
And Marvin Kloss is the kickoff guy. Let's see if they try to keep it away from Frazier. I would.
Absolutely. And once again, excellent blocking. Running wild down the sideline is Nathan Jeffrey. Let's check in with the third member of our crew, Angela Mallon. She has more. Hey, Alex.
Defensive coordinator Mark Snyder just said, I want you guys to pick it up on defense. When you see the quarterback 3-step drop, get your hands up. I want you to bring some of those balls down.
Angela, thank you very much. Manning the sidelines for us.
I love Mark Snyder, former defensive coordinator at Ohio State, former head coach at Marshall, very intense. He's not pleased with his defense right now, I can promise you.
But the offense once again in business thanks to an excellent return. This time it was Nathan Jeffrey going 43 yards over the left side. And one of the things I enjoyed about watching Virginia Tech all these many years that I've enjoyed college football is when you emphasize special teams, it can really pay huge dividends. And they're bringing that type of mentality over there to UTEP. Coach Price understands, listen, you can do great on offense, but it helps if you've got a shorter field to work with.
And I'll tell you, the kickoff team kind of sets the tone, and there's been a lack of intensity on that kickoff team, and that could show throughout the whole team, but it shows first there.
Second down, 3 yards to go. Meager firing that one way downfield and out of reach. This time they look like they brought a different defensive pressure scheme here.
Yep. Ooh. That was Ryan Giddings, the defensive end. He just came free on a little twist move inside. And hello, Mr. Rager. How are you? Nice to see you.
Ryan's a big kid, too. 6'3", 261. Redshirt sophomore. Key play here, 3rd down. 3 yards to go. Nothing doing.
Well, Coach Snyder had him in a man-to-man defense, and they ran a slow screen, and believe me, that is exactly defensively what you would like to be in. Take a look at it. Straight man-to-man, you see the backer running right to the screen right there, and of course, you know, that was a terrific play by the linebacker getting to the screen.
Good job for Coach Snyder understanding the tendencies of the opponent. Not much you can do with that. High spinning punt and not much room there. And so the Bulls will once again take over, leading this contest 14-7, 5:36 to go here in the first quarter.
You know, and that was the nickel linebacker that made that play. That was John Legist. And again, you know, I love the nickel packages because now with the safety playing the linebacker spot, you've just put more speed on the field. And that was a great job by Legist. He was man-to-man on the back, and he searched him out, found him. Big play for the South Florida Bulls.
Legist is a heck of a player, too. Keep your eye on him throughout the night. We have had a chance to watch this young man before. Safety, 6 feet, 201 out of Delray Beach, another Floridian. Meanwhile, the offense is back in business now. Daniels handing it off. Tufts letting not a lot of room there as the Bulls try to make a little space for Demetrius Murray.
The offensive line for South Florida is not getting a lot of movement right now. And frankly, I think they've been outplayed by the Texas El Paso offensive line, to be very honest with you, up to this point.
Daniels, keeper, pressure, not a lot of room there, and he's run out of bounds. Ooh.
Yep, there comes the flag, no question. Foolish.
Now, what's going to happen here, my suspicion is he's going to say, listen, I pulled up, I was tripped up, that's why I fell into him. Let's see what the officials say.
After the play, personal foul, number 33 of the defense, late hit out of bounds, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Red Rogers disagrees, says you can't do that. You got to be more careful out there.
Obvious call, obvious call.
That'll give you gray hair, Coach. No reason for that. You don't want to give an offense like this new life.
Yeah, that was Horace Miller, the right end, that made that faux pas.
Meanwhile, back comes the Bull offense now. And it's Murray running hard.
Demetrius Murray was really the starter at the start of the season. Now Scott has become the starter. Murray's a little different type of back. He's much quicker and probably more explosive than Scott, but obviously not as strong, although he's not small. He's 210 pounds.
Love the down and distance for the Bull offense if they like this. Murray takes it quickly, left side. On the run inside the 30-yard line.
That was Deshaun Grayson, the safety, that had to force him out of bounds there late. And talk about the speed. There it was right there. Just a little bit more explosive. That's a great job blocking by Danis Espinauer, the guard.
DeAndre Little sealed there on the defense. And once he was sealed off, clear sailing for Murray.
False start.
As he goes 31 yards on that carry. Good for the first down.
5-yard penalty, first down.
South Florida is trying offensively to go at a very, very fast pace in this game up to this point. I mean, especially after a big play, they're running to the line of scrimmage, they're ready to go.
Delayed handoff. Right side. Lindsey Lamar. You talk about speed, Coach. There's a good example of it.
Well, he was the Big East Special Teams Player of the Year last year, and boy, he's got explosive speed, and they try to get him the foot. What a block. What a block by Demetrius Murray, by the way. Wow.
Takes a look at our rush track here. You see 158 on the ground already for the Bulls. Late pitch. Option left and sailing is Lamar once again.
But this is a little bit different tack for the South Florida offense and Todd Fitch. And there you see Lamar leaving the game. You know, he's been a combination. He's really been more of a wide receiver than a running back. But I think we're going to see him more at running back after what he's done in those two plays.
Done pretty well, hadn't he? Drew Thomas with the tackle on that last play. Murray running hard near the goal line. Can't believe he didn't get in. See him pound the turf?
Yep, he got just, you know, he just got tripped up a little bit at the line of scrimmage and wasn't able to keep his feet. Again, going very, very fast.
I say they go right back to it. They do, and it's a touchdown. Demetrius Murray, and why not? He did the lion's share of the work on the drive. He gets a touchdown, and the Bulls now lead 20-7.
You know, and I think the reason that Todd Fitch's offensive coordinator is going at such a fast pace is because of the weather here. You know, UTEP, that's dry out there. They're not used to this humidity. I think they're trying to wear them down.
And it's up and good. Take another look. Great hard running by Murray, and the big guys up front are clearing the way.
Oh, I guess so. Jeremiah Warren at left guard. Wow. He was a road grader on that one.
He's no shrinking violet, that Warren. 6'4", 329. As you take a look at Murray, 8 plays, 89 yards, 2 minutes, 58 seconds. Now, last week they scored 49 points in the first half, Coach. They are well on their way. They are running up and down the football field right now.
Well, I'm a little surprised, to be honest with you, because UTEP defense has played tremendous football so far in their first 3 games. In fact, they had only given up 3 points in the last 6 quarters that they've played. So it's surprising to me that USF has been able to move that well against them this early in the game.
As a look at Coach Holtz. Has to be pleased with the way his offense is playing. His special teams, however, need some work right now, Coach. They're going to have to do something to solve this minor special teams. Their kick return team has been outstanding so far.
It has, and if I'm Coach Holtz, I'm not happy at all with my kickoff team because South Florida should have the advantage with their speed.
Going angling near the sideline. And this time they get the sort of coverage they expect to get. Not much room for running for Nathan Jeffrey.
Yeah, and that was Marcus Shaw, the backup running back that came down and made the play. That's more like it now. That's what Coach Holtz is expecting. There you see Marcus Shaw. Good kick, good hang time. Kept it away, you know, from Vernon Frazier, which they've been trying to do all night.
You know, you mentioned the hang time, and I think that was the real key on that particular kickoff. Listen, if you out-kick your coverage, you give a kid like Frazier a chance to get going, or Nathan Jeffrey, and this time he got it up there high enough to give his coverage team a chance to get down the field.
Absolutely.
Hard running, quick carry. Joe Banyard with the carry.
And that's all the way out on George Baker, who's starting at corner tonight because Quentin Washington is out of this game. He's had some knee problems. He hasn't played quite up to Coach Smith's expectations, so George Baker's getting the start tonight.
You're the defensive coordinator. You don't want to see him making that many tackles in that circumstance.
No, the back was free right to the corner.
Absolutely. Good strong running, second down and manageable for the Miners. Meager comes out firing. Had a man Took his eyes off the ball at the last second, did Devin Patterson, as that one falls to the turf.
You know, you can't be any more open than that, and you can't make a better throw than that.
And you know, he actually had some room out there. That may be why he just turned to try to make a play before he actually had the football. Tough break. 3rd down 4. Nicely executed. That one just over the middle to Kevin Perry, and that could be and appears to be first down yardage, and it is.
Yeah, that was the Curtis Witherspoon, the Sam linebacker, who finally made the tackle. Caught him in a blitz, crossing route. Again, that's exactly what you would like to have on against a man-to-man blitz. The hardest route to cover is that crossing route when you're man.
You have those speedy receivers and, frankly, these quick tight ends. Sometimes you can take advantage of that. We have trips left. Migger in the gun. 1st and 10. Firing.
Ooh.
And hard hitting as he's hammered out of bounds by that defense. Nice catch on the play there by Anthony McGee.
Yeah, and John Legess, the safety, came over there and said, hello. Take a look at this collision on the sideline. See, Legess, he's tracking him right there. Perfectly legal.
You could hear the pop all the way up here.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and 7. Migger in the gun, surveying the defense. Could face pressure here. They look like they're in the blitz. Here they come. Gets rid of it quickly. And spinning and making a fantastic move is Mike Edwards.
He's so smooth as a wide receiver. You know, he's not that big. He's only 5'10", 190. But very, very smooth and quick. Ran a great route, made a good quick move, and just beat the corner, beat Baker.
Good job reading the blitz and the pressure, too.
Yep. And there you see Baker come up on the outside, but he made the move back inside.
18 yards on the hook up there from Migger to Edwards. Well done, well executed. 1st and 10 Miners. 23 to play here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, the corner was creeping in, and here comes the audible by Mager.
And what a catch over there on the right side. That was as good as it gets by Jordan Leslie.
Well, that was covered too. Take a look at it, and the ball was thrown right between the corner and the safety. And that was the gist, but he just couldn't get there in time. That's a lot of room to cover. That was Kayvon Webster was the corner. That was a very well executed play, and that was a good throw by Carson Mager.
And what a catch by Leslie. He knew he was going to get hammered. It's even tougher when you know you got to get your hands up there like that. And he makes a great catch, 27-yarder to wrap up the 1st quarter. And so after one, it's a 21-7 lead by USF. BJ Daniels and company looking good, but the Miners are threatening. We're back with the 2nd quarter after this. And welcome back, everybody. You're watching college football on ESPN3, presented by Sprint. And with that, we welcome you to Tampa, Florida, everybody. It's 21-7 after one. South Florida in the lead. Surprising that they're moving up and down the field on the Miner defense.
Well, what's more surprising to me is the Miner offense. Their movement against the South Florida defense. I think possibly they might be looking ahead to that Thursday night game. You know, sometimes these young people, that happens, and they haven't played with their normal intensity.
They call it a trap game. Could the USF Bulls be looking ahead to that contest with Pittsburgh coming up?
That was Ryan Giddens, the defensive end, that closed down and made that play.
Miner defense, 21 given up in the 1st quarter, which is what you've been talking about, Coach. You know what? Their defense has actually played very stout this season, and yet it's been the big play and the mistake that's led to another big play that has them down right now, 21-7, although their offense, frankly, is moving the football.
They really are, and you know, really Carson Mager at quarterback for his first action, he's been pretty darn accurate. He's playing pretty well.
Fakes like he's going to keep it, and instead he hands it off. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and long, maybe 6 yards. We'll have to check that. Strong running once again, this time by Nathan Jeffrey. So what's your call here, Coach? 3rd, 6 in plus territory.
Well, I want to see what the defense is first. They're lining up in a cover 2 look. I'm going to look for some kind of inside option route.
Pressure. Going to the end zone. Has a man. Touchdown, Miners.
Wow.
And what a play by Anthony McGee.
Boy, and the safety, Gerald Young, totally went to sleep. I mean, I have to say it. He's got that deep half of the field, quarterback scramble. That's Young's play all the way. That's on the safety and the gist as well.
And as Coach pointed out earlier, if you didn't expect a dogfight, surprise, surprise, we've got one here tonight. 21-14 as that one goes up and in, and a huge 24-yard touchdown right here. This contest is a good one. We're coming back to Tampa. 21-14 is our score in the 2nd quarter. Welcome back to Tampa, everyone. You go on the road, Coach. You better bring it. And the Miners right now are bringing it.
They really are, and that's the brain trust up in the box there, and right in the center, that's Aaron Price, the son of Mike Price, and he's the co-offensive coordinator, but I got a feeling that Mike is kind of the real offensive coordinator.
You know, sometimes you can't help yourself. You get a little bored when you're a head coach, right?
Yeah, and he has fun coaching. That's why he's still doing this. He has fun coaching. That's what it's all about.
Lamar. And spun down shy of the 20, but there's a penalty marker that flies up late.
That might be a horse collar tackle.
After the play, unnecessary roughness, number 14 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Michael Pickett perhaps on the call. He's trying to figure out what happened there.
Yeah, and honestly, let's see what happened. I didn't see it. Might have been a face mask, but all he did is jump up and show some enthusiasm. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know what happened. Maybe something was said.
They might have called that a face mask, possibly, and just, you know, misspoke on the call.
Either way, it gives the Bulls much better field position. Now they're over the 30. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Leading this back and forth contest, 21-14. Hitch, right, and room.
Wow.
Look at the move by Devin Patterson. Switches the ball.
Wow.
And he's still running. Inside the 20. And gonna score!
Are you kidding me?
'67 yards.
Victor Mark, wide receiver that they're getting some reps as a running back as well. That's a new wrinkle. Great block again by A.J. Love right there at the very end. Terrific block. Also by Sterling Griffin.
What a job by Victor Mark. It doesn't get much better than that. Hallandale, Florida, 5'11", 220, and still running. What a great job. Up and good. We talked about the up and down nature of this contest, and that's exactly what we've gotten. Hey, who needs a punter when you can just keep the offenses scoring like this? 28-14, Victor Mark, what a play. Welcome back, everybody. 28-14. A lot of points scored, 42 points already on the board, 13-17 to play here in the 1st half.
Well, Victor Mark, you know, they just do a great job of getting playmakers the ball in different situations. I mean, we had not seen that this year at all out of South Florida on tape. And so far, we've seen 2 wide receivers in the backfield getting the ball in different situations. And boy, Victor Mark, wow. Maybe they should think about moving him to running back.
Tell you what, he looked the part, didn't he?
He sure did.
67 yards on that carry by Victor Mark. Also adept at catching the football. By the way, that took 24 seconds, Coach. That's not a bad little play.
Here's Frazier again. Look out. Look out.
35, 40.
Boy, he is a good return guy. He's dynamite. He's got speed, balance. You know, little things, you know, come in big packages are just the opposite.
You're watching college football here on ESPN3. Kevin Cork and the coach, Doug Graber. Angela Mallon on the sideline for us. For a fantastic matchup so far, 28-14. South Florida Bulls running the football all over right now. A bull run, 246 yards on the ground already. Meanwhile, the Miner offense, only 34 rushing yards, but they've run effectively in spots.
They really have. And that's the surprise to me. You know, I really thought that the South Florida defense would dominate the Texas El Paso offense. That's where Texas El Paso, that's where their problems have come from this year, their offense. And that young guy right there who had 1 pass coming into this game, he's played pretty darn well. And that offensive line has really handled the South Florida defensive front. And there it is again.
Getting a lot of push up front. Joe Banyard with that carry. And that'll move the sticks.
Yep. I mean, you know, that's just 2 running plays and nothing complicated, nothing fancy. Just come off the football, inside zone plays, knock the South Florida defense off the ball, and away we go. And that's what they've done.
And they didn't get a lot of time to rest, Coach. When you have a play, quick strike ability like they have on offense, Victor Mark running 67 yards. The defense had to come right back out on the field.
Wow.
In the clear. Running very hard and collecting a lot of yards along the way is Nathan Jeffrey.
And again, that's the safety, John Legist, that had to make the tackle. And I'll tell you what, Mark Snyder right there is not going to be pleased when he looks at these tapes and sees them get manhandled up front like they have been, in particular inside. He's going to have a lot to talk about before they go to Pittsburgh when they look at the tapes.
To figure out how they're able to seal off Linares. It's happened time and time again. And every time he is sealed off, it spells trouble for the Bulls defense. Quick strike over the left side. That one good for positive yardage to Mike Edwards.
I mean, honestly, I'm shocked at the way Texas El Paso has moved the ball against the South Florida Bulls defense. I mean, Notre Dame did not move the ball this well, frankly, against this defense. This is a talented group. And they're certainly not clicking on all cylinders tonight.
Miners averaging better than 7 yards a play. Not what you would expect against this normally stout Bulls defense.
Nope.
Carson's under center this time. Looking right. Goes behind his intended receiver. That was intended for Jordan Leslie.
Yeah, that was not a good throw because it was there, it was open, it was just a 3-step quick throw. He misfired on that one.
I'm a little surprised they went to it. They're running the football so well.
Yep.
Second and relatively short. Now they have a 3rd and 5.
South Florida just subbed into their nickel scheme. 4 wide receiver set. Wow.
A lot of bodies around the football.
In and out of the hands of Gerald Young, the safety. Straight man. Excuse me. That was Sam Barrington in and out of his hands.
May have gotten away with a hold right there.
Yeah, just a little tug.
Like he had a lot of fabric to me. That'll set up a 32-yard attempt.
That snap.
And no good.
Well, the snap is what threw the timing off. That was a bad snap from that was Anthony Puente on the snap. It was a bad snap, and there you see Mark Snyder not pleased with what's going on in the field. Look at those eyes. Look at that intensity.
Talking to Michael Linares, he's talking about that seal block we were pointing out in that last drive.
You know, when it gets too complicated, I always told them this. Look, they got 11 guys, we got 11 guys. Everybody's going to get blocked on every play. Get off the block. You got to get off the block.
And you got to get off the block quick because they're so fast, Coach. They'll run right by you.
Yep, absolutely.
And so the Bulls dodge a bullet. The Miners drive, come up empty after the missed field goal attempt. And it's 1st and 10 for B.J. Daniels and company. One cut and go for Darryl Scott.
Yep, put your foot in the ground, make the decision. You're 240 pounds. Don't get too fancy. Put your foot in the ground and go north and south.
He is deceptively fast. He doesn't look like he's moving very quickly, but he seems to be moving that football. Daniels going to take it himself. Speed kills as he picks up the first down.
Boy, you know, the maturation of that young man has really been fun to see. You know, he was always brilliant at times, but he was very inconsistent. And now this is the 4th game this year, and frankly, you know, he managed the Notre Dame win extremely well. He's just not making many mistakes. He's making very good decisions. The game has slowed down for him now.
And that's what you look for.
Absolutely.
Scott, one cut and go. He gets up around the 35-yard line. Short gain there. 2nd down. We'll call it 8.
You know, I talked to Peter Voss, the quarterback coach at South Florida this week, and that was the biggest thing he said. He said, you know, all of a sudden the game has slowed down, and that's really the key in football.
Scott, one cut and moving. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, this is third and going to be about 5.
I like the football in Daniels' hands and let him create.
Well, you know, a lot of times he used his athleticism too much, and he'd scramble all over the field. Now he's in control. He's a quarterback, not an athlete. He's a quarterback who happens to be a heck of an athlete. Wow.
And a bullet of a throw, good for 1st down yardage as they move the sticks. Well done by Sterling Griffin.
He hit him right between the 1 and the 7. I mean, that was a bullet and a perfect throw. That was well covered. Take a look at it. Look at that. I mean, can't throw it any better than that.
And props to Griffin, too. You have to be able to use your body to get away. You don't just want to let the defender push you around. Nice job there by Griffin to create a little separation. Makes the catch. Daniels looking, firing, has a man, and it's collected for 1st down yardage by Joel Miller.
Well, that play is called the zone buster, and what they do is they run off the corner. Watch Miller. He's going to come inside and then run under. See, that breaks the zone rules. That's exactly what the play was, and that's an excellent play and another great throw by Daniels.
34 yards on the carry. This time Daniels keeps it himself, running right, and a flag goes down. Not sure if maybe a face mask on that or perhaps a hold. We'll have to take a look.
I got a feeling this might be a hold the way this one's looking.
Holding. Offense number 79. 10-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
That'll back up the Bulls just a bit.
Chaz Hine, the center, has done a nice job this year for this team. Moved from guard to center. The center is the key guy now in all these spread offenses with the snaps they have to make and everything else. He makes all the calls. That's been a good move for Chaz Hine and the South Florida team.
Daniels fakes it, keeps it, trying to run out.
Wow.
Left, and he gets out there.
Again, turned a terrible play into a good play with just pure athleticism and good decision making.
Lemonade out of lemons here. Look what he does. Under pressure, stiff arm, keeps running, gets a good block, nice seal block, and as you point out, Coach, making a little bit out of nothing.
Yeah, and that was well defensed by UTEP. I mean, he just made a play out of nothing.
And that one behind the intended receiver on that particular throw, intended for Deontay Welch. By the way, Daniels already 101 yards passing and 104 yards rushing.
Yeah, Deontay Welch is a redshirt freshman, and the corner came up and pressed him, and that was the correct throw to go to the fade. But being a redshirt freshman, he couldn't avoid the press. The corner won that battle. He pressed him, took him right into the sideline. You got to escape and get off the press.
And that one overthrown, intended once again for Sterling Griffin. That's going to bring up a field goal opportunity for the Bulls.
Not happy with that. He and Sterling Griffin were not on the same page, as you see him talking as he comes to the sideline. Griffin broke the route off, and he continued through the fade. That's what they're talking about right there. Sterling Griffin, that's Skip Holtz saying, no, you carry the fade out. That's on the wide receiver. You can see that right now.
That is excellent execution on the field goal attempt. Up and good. 38 yards on the kick. Benani with the honors there. 31-14 is our score. We're back with more football after this. Welcome back, everybody. Here's a good look at the offensive coordinator of the Bulls, Todd Fitch. His club with 31 points here in the first half. Plenty of time to play.
Yeah, Todd Fitch is on your far right there, and I'll tell you, he's a tremendous football. Watch this right here. Watch the headbutt after the successful kick. Bam! God, that was Quinteris Eatman. Quinteris, you're going to give my kicker a concussion. Easy, easy, big guy. Quinteris is 6'6", 304. Benami's 5'10", about 170.
Oh, man, pass the Advil after that headbutt, huh? A little excited about it. That's a pretty good kickoff all the same. Here comes the Miner special teams once again.
Wow.
And once again, they are really moving that football with excellent speed and coordination getting down the field. Once again, it's Vernon Frazier.
Well, they're just flat getting blocked. And look at the numbers here on Vernon Frazier, 31.9 coming into the game. And I'll tell you what, he's going to be close to 40 after this game.
Boy, he is just really running well. And again, a lot of that is emphasis. If you emphasize special teams, you will perform. And the Miners are doing a great job giving their offense shorter and shorter fields to work with. This time they have the ball right around the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. It's a carry over the left side, and this time the Bulls defense is swarming. They are all over Joe Banyard.
Well, I promise you that was a long possession for that defense sitting on the bench over there with Coach Snyder and the defensive staff.
The Bulls coming off of a field goal drive, 10 plays, 59 yards, chewing up another 3:08 on the clock as we take a look at Coach Snyder right there. Defense would like to get the offense at football again, but the Miner offense has been very productive tonight. 2nd and 11, though. Pump fake. Has a man.
Wow.
Underthrew him. He's definitely had Mike Edwards open there, Coach.
Well, that was Jaquez Jenkins, number 30, playing into the short side of the field at corner. Again, since Quentin Washington is out of this game with a knee, they've alternated Jenkins and Baker at that spot. And, you know, that was a double route, and he bit on it big time and a little better throw, and they got 6 there.
Got to open your hips faster, too. He was really left behind on that play. What a catch. 1st down yardage once again, and it's DeJuan Kemp hauling that one in.
Well, this is what's called two-man coverage. They're man-to-man underneath, and that's the route you want to run against that coverage, and that's a great route and a great throw by Maker.
You know, Carson is really doing a fair job out there. I really like the way he is patient. He's surveying the defense, and he's put that ball in some spots tonight, Coach. Looking pretty good so far.
Mike Price, he might have found himself a quarterback.
Meanwhile, back to the bowling offense that has gotten them a lot of yards already. Leland Myers with that carry.
Their starting quarterback is Nick Lamison, and he was injured in the second game, separated shoulder of his throwing shoulder, his right shoulder, but he was clearly the starter. And of course, last week they started Jay Hill. This week, Carson Mager, and Mager's doing a nice job.
Good down and distance here. 2nd and 3. Has to get rid of it quickly. And he does so perfectly. Once again, moving left is Kevin Perry.
Yep. And Gerald Young, the safety, had to drag him out of bounds. Another 1st and 10 for the Miners.
I really like what they're doing offensively, Coach.
A lot of play action. They're running the ball so well. I mean, they're getting great movement. They're running the ball well. That sets up the play action. And, of course, the left-handed quarterback, as you notice, most of the play action is going to his left where it's easy throws.
See if the Bulls apply the pressure here. They bring an extra body, and this time it really pays off. You'll get whistles.
D.D. Lattimore, the linebacker, shot the gap. He and Barrington both, but that was Lattimore that made the initial hit.
Nowhere to run for Myers as we take another look.
That was a rundown blitz, and he was totally unblocked.
Sometimes it helps a lot when you bring in that extra body late. You have to account for them when you're on the offensive line. You'll see guys pointing. I've got him, you've got him. Not enough communication on that particular play. They brought the extra body, and they made him pay.
Right.
Pressure. Still alive.
Wow.
Not a bad play considering what may have happened on that one. Mike Edwards hauls it in late.
You know, in talking about Mager this week, Mike Price said, I know that at least he's going to have some composure and get us in the right things and audible. And that's a great job of him keeping his composure there and having a completion.
Not a bad job, too, defensively there by George Baker, chopping down Edwards, a guy who can certainly get away if you let him.
Flags.
Penalty markers on the field.
This could be illegal substitution, 12 in the huddle, not sure.
We've got the right count on the field.
Illegal substitution.
Yep.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Good call, Coach.
Yeah, that's one of the problems when you're trying to go back and forth between nickel and dime defense and normal personnel defense, and they run some 3-man fronts. They have a lot of different personnel groupings. And when you try to match up with the offense came with 10 personnel, which means there's 4 wide receivers and 1 running back, and they were trying to match it up.
A little counterintuitive there on 3rd down. I'm sure the defense thought they would throw. Instead, they run Myers. Going to bring up a 4th and short.
I think that UTEP is going to go for it. I know Mike Price is thinking
Timeout.
about it, that's for sure.
UTEP, their first charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So what's in the playbook? You have a lot of options when you have a 4th and 2. I'm going to guess they're going to try to get Mager maybe outside the pocket a little bit.
That's exactly what I would try to do, some kind of play action. And or you get your field goal team out there too. They're discussing all the options right now. Mike is going to make that call. It looks like they're going to go for it. You know, and Mike Price, he has so much fun coaching. He has fun in life. You know, our conference call, I knew I'd be laughing because I've known him for so many years. But he's a funny guy, and he has fun with the players and the staff. They really, they love him, and he loves the players, and that's what this is all about.
3 minutes, 16 seconds to play here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, Urban Meyer will break down Tennessee, and of course we have your first half stats and highlights.
I'm guessing blitz. Here it comes.
Well executed.
Yep. Exactly the route you'd like to have on. This is going to be close.
Julio Lopez hauling that one in, and
But
that's
they
good
got
for
it.
first down.
Yep. Excellent throw. I mean, I can't tell you how impressed I am with Carson Mager. Full blitz coming right in his face. Makes a terrific throw.
You talked about that drag route, Coach. Sometimes when you get that receiver like a Lopez who has excellent separation ability, it's exactly what you get. Quickly executed too, well executed on a 4th and short, an important drive saving catch. 1st and 10. Back to the ground attack. Tough sledding for Nathan Jeffrey.
But positive yards. I mean, they just keep moving the football. 2nd and about 8.
This is a best case scenario for this Bulls defense. They're having to work tonight. You can't look ahead to Thursday. You have your hands full right now.
They better. They better look to right now.
Shotgun, twins on either side. Over the middle, and what a catch in traffic. Very nice job there by Julio Lopez once again. And it's another Miners first down.
Well, South Florida rotated into a 3-deep zone. There you see Young going right to the middle of the field. And that's the perfect throw against it. That's just very well executed offensively.
Perfectly placed. Lopez, another important catch. Critical 1st and goal here now for the Miners. Looking for running room, number 22, Leland Myers. Not a lot there. 2nd down.
And big old Keith McCaskill right there, number
Timeout.
91.
South Florida, first charge timeout of the half. The 30-second timeout.
You know, the thing that's really surprising me is South Florida looks like the team that's a little bit gassed out there, and not UTEP, which is amazing.
So Coach Price in a chess match with Coach Snyder right now, the defensive coordinator of the Bulls. If you're Coach Price, you've got your full playbook at your disposal. What's in your mind right now?
Well, certainly anytime you get inside the 15-yard line, you know, one thing you're going to think about is slants, the quick slants, and that should be a throw that your quarterback can execute, I think, pretty well. 2nd down, you know, Mike has been down this road a lot of times before in the red zone. And I got to say this too, Mark Snyder right there, they practice red zone defense every night, and they have been very good in the red zone throughout this season.
1:22 to play here in the first half. 2nd down, goal to go for the Miners.
4 wide receivers. There's the slant. That's exactly the route they threw. But South Florida was in a zone, and they had somebody sitting. Coach Snyder had a linebacker sitting right there waiting for the slant. That was a good throwaway by the quarterback. Take a look at it right here. Watch Linares right there, 55, all over the slant. Well-coached defense.
Intended for Mike Edwards. Coach Snyder and company pleased with how that one turned out. We'll see what happens here on 3rd down. With 1:18 to play here in the first half. The Miners trailing by 17 and threatening.
Let's
tried to get rid of it quickly to Vernon Frazier. A little bit behind him as it falls to the turf.
Yep, this is one of the few poor throws that Carson has had tonight. Had the pressure from the blitz. Yeah, that ball should have been caught. But Gerald Young was right there, though, man to man. I mean, he would have certainly made the tackle right there. It really didn't matter that much.
So another chance for the place kicker. Dakota Warren, 0 for 1 on field goal attempts tonight. Make it 1 out of 2.
Yep, that was a good snap. He missed the first field goal totally because the snap was so bad and threw the timing off.
This time it's good from 24 yards away, and that will cap a long and time-consuming drive for the Miner offense with 1:12 now to play here in the first half. Let's head down to the sideline and check in with Angela Mallon. Hey, Ange.
Hey there. Doug, to add to what you said about Mike Price loving this coaching game and being around his kids, he just came over to the sideline a few minutes ago with a big fist pump saying, "Come on, guys, let's have some fun. This is what it's all about, baby."
Well, Angela, you're exactly correct, because this is what it's all about. And if you can't have fun coaching and playing, even in the NFL, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're getting paid or not. You got it. This is hard work. This is tough. You're throwing your body around. If you're not having fun, don't do it. If you're not having fun coaching, you shouldn't be doing it either.
15 plays, 57 yards. I know it doesn't sound like an impressive drive, going 57 yards for a field goal, but when you go 15 plays and you hang in there, you're on the road, you have to be impressed with the job that Coach Price and company are doing right now.
Absolutely. You know, and I'm very impressed with UTEP, and I am shocked at how well their offense has moved the football this whole first half.
Chance now for the Bulls to respond. Lamar with it. And Lindsey gets it up over the 25. Just shy of the 30-yard line.
You know, honestly, Kevin, this is exactly what the doctor ordered for South Florida, because, frankly, this is a much better team they're playing tonight than the Ball State team of 2 weeks ago and FAMU last week. And you know what? It's easy to get just a little bit complacent. Things maybe came just a little bit too easy, and they're not easy tonight. That is for sure.
And a real dogfight, leading now by 14. Let's see what B.J. Daniels and company can do with 1:06 to go here in the first half. Daniels in the shotgun, looking over the middle, firing. Not sure if that was caught or picked or hit the ground.
And, well, he was down. You can't, son, you can't take it away from him when he's laying on the ground. They're not going to allow that.
Well, that was tough. For some reason, I wasn't sure if he ever had control of it.
The ball was bobbling and bobbling, but then I thought he did gain control of it when he was on his back.
Take a look at the replay here.
He got his hands under it. That's A.J. Love. No, they did call it incomplete. Okay.
Tip of the football touching the turf there. Maybe they want to look at it again.
Timeout. UTEP, second charge timeout of the half.
So the
30-second timeout.
So the Miners decide, okay, 57 seconds left. If they throw it again here, or maybe throw it twice more, we might have one more shot with the football, right?
Absolutely. And that first play showed UTEP. We're not going to sit on the ball. We're going for another score.
The ruling on the
so
field
now they want to get.
It was an interception.
Now things are really going to get interesting here, because I felt like he caught the football and it was taken from the receiver without him being down. I'm not sure. Let's take another look if we can. They're challenging it. I think he saw what I saw, which is a bobbling ball ultimately hauled in by the defender.
But I thought when he was down that he did gain control of the ball when he was on his back. No question. He bobbled the ball and it's jumping around. But what? Oh, no, that ball's on the ground.
Yep,
okay.
You got it.
No, that's an easy call for the replay. And that will be ruled an incomplete. You know, and B.J. Daniels has had an amazing year. And you saw how upset he was right there when he came to sideline. He's just had one interception this year.
Great job by the crew and the truck. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Wonderful job with our crew and the camera angles and everything else. That's obvious. But still, that could never be an interception. He did have control, but he was on the ground.
Good point. We're here USF. This buys you a little time. Let's listen to the official.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed of an incomplete pass. UTEP discard timeout. They have no more challenges.
Yep. So that's what happens now. Mike Price challenged the call, and you have one challenge. He challenged it, and now he's not. If that had been overturned, then he would have had another challenge coming. But that's it. Done for the night.
Well, I'd rather keep that in my hip pocket.
Yeah, especially well, you know, I don't know what he was thinking, because that was pretty obvious. It was not an interception.
Hard running here on the inside by Murray. Third down and long, clock rolling, 42 to play here in the first half.
Tackle on the play, number 24, Richard Spencer.
Expect Daniels perhaps to run with this one. Nope, firing right. And good perhaps for first down yardage as he hooks up over on the right side there with Andre Davis.
Yep, and he tapped his feet right down, right at the marker. I'm amazed at B.J. Daniels at how cool and calm he is now, and he's so accurate. Boy, he's really become a terrific quarterback.
They've got time here too if he can get away, but he will not get away. This time the defensive pressure eats him up.
Yeah, that was Horace Miller that came through at defensive end, number 33, right there. Good pressure.
Sometimes that's all it will take to shut the door on a late drive at the end of the first half, and indeed that is the case. So the Bulls, not bad. 31 points. I'll take that all day if you're a Bulls fan. Meanwhile, if you're a UTEP fan, you have to like the fact that your team is fighting hard and definitely in this contest. Coach Price agrees, down 31-17 at the break. We're going to come back, check in with Urban Meyer, and bring in the second half after that. This is ESPN College Football on ESPN3. And welcome back to Tampa, everybody. 48 points already on the board and a very interesting first half. South Florida's Bulls leading the Miners of UTEP 31-17. Kevin Cork and the coach Doug Graber with you. More than 600 yards of total offense already in this contest. Pretty crazy, right?
Real crazy, especially UTEP's offense is the one that's really surprised me the most. And big plays by South Florida, huge plays by South Florida. That's been the story.
Been effective running the football, and sometimes it helps when you have, like, you know, drives that go 2 plays in 78 yards or 1 play in 67 yards.
B.J. Daniels, what a great move he put on the safety. He turned a broken play into this. This is one of the longest rushing plays in South Florida history for a touchdown. And here comes Victor Mark, a wide receiver, taking an option pitch. Makes a great move right there. No, he's 220 pounds. He doesn't look like a wide receiver. And frankly, he looks like a running back right here to me. Terrific blocks by A.J. Love and Sterling Griffin.
Tell you what, when you have the sort of vision that that young man has, it helps a lot. He understands the angles. He certainly ran like a running back on that play.
He really
and that's
did.
Helped the Bulls obviously jump out to this lead. And they're still looking for their rhythm offensively, but sometimes big plays make all the difference.
Well, they've had so many big plays, and I know that Andre Patterson at UTEP, the defensive coordinator, is going to be upset with that. But I got a feeling that Mark Schneider, the defensive coordinator at South Florida, is not real happy with his crew either. There's been a lot of yards here in the first half. Absolutely. Both squads running up and down the field, especially the Bulls led by B.J. Daniels. We'll talk more about that when we come back. Quick break. 31-17 is our score. You're watching college football on ESPN3, presented by Sprint. And a fantastic matchup we have here tonight. The South Florida Bulls leading the UTEP Miners 31-17 as we look forward to the third quarter. And what a highlight reel night for B.J. Daniels, Coach. Well, he's an amazing athlete. He shows his ability right here. You know, he can run, he can throw. He's just a pure athlete. Watch this throw right here to Miller. That's a touch throw over the cornerback. Really well done. Another broken play. And look out. Here he goes. 71 yards. He has 211 all-purpose yards here in the first half, and that's one of the longest, that is the longest run in South Florida history for a touchdown. An incredible first half for that young man, but as you look at the stats, notice the time of possession. UTEP is trailing in this contest by 14, but they're chewing up the clock. They had a nice 15-play drive to wrap up the first half. Well, they did, and that's an amazing number. They put up 234 yards offense against the South Florida defense, and that's a kind of a surprise to me. A good game plan, good execution, and I'll tell you, Mager, who South Florida knew nothing about at quarterback, has come in and played well for UTEP. And here we go with the kickoff. Second half underway. The Bulls running right to left on your screen. And once again, it is Lindsey Lamar with the football. And he's up over the 30-yard line. And the Bulls are in business. And I think in terms of special teams, I'd have to give the first half to UTEP all the way. Their special teams have clearly won that battle against South Florida.
Absolutely. They were terrific on their kickoff returns. They had 183 return yards, did the Miners in the first half just on kickoffs.
Wow.
As we begin play here, Kevin Cork and the coach Doug Graber. Angela Mallon down on the sidelines here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. The Bulls of South Florida leading by 14 with the football in the dark green and gold. And that's Darrell Scott bulling his way forward for positive yardage. Probably picked up about 6 yards right there, Coach.
Yeah, that was, again, that's what he does best, bull. That's the right word for it, because he's 240 pounds and he moves that pile.
There's B.J. Daniels. At one point, he had more than 100 yards rushing and passing. Took a late sack, lost 11 yards late in the first half to fall back under 100 yards rushing, but he'll probably pick it up here before the quarter is out.
And that was the zone read play, and the play of the defensive end dictated that B.J. Daniels keep the football. Third and very short.
Look for Scott here. Down and distance would likely call for that. He certainly gets the football. And that was a tough way to go. Not a lot of room there for Darrell Scott, and I'm not so sure based on the spot that I'm looking at if he got it or not. The officials say he did get it, and that's going to move the sticks.
Now, if you're Coach Holtz now, you know, again, it's really important to establish another runner rather than B.J. Daniels, and Darrell Scott or Murray, Demetrius Murray, one of those guys. Look out.
Daniels under pressure, hung in there until the very last second, but boy, did he pay the price on that one. Lost his hat along the way.
Boy, he took a tremendous wallop right here. Play action pass. Wow, that's dangerous right there. That was Quinteris Eatman that got beat at right tackle. Defensive end just ran right by him. Speed rush. Boy, and there's a look of concern right there. Don't let that happen to my quarterback.
Absolutely right. Daniels this time gets rid of it quickly. Trying to get out there to the right side over to Andre Davis, just beyond the reach of Davis.
Well, you know, that was a good throw, and he was able to get one hand on it. And, you know, you'd like to think that that he could have had just a little burst here right at the end. Little hand fighting, not just off the fingertips, just a tad overthrown.
Little contact there. Antoine Blake, who's had a pretty fine night for the Miners on the defense.
Blitz.
Short gain. That one will bring up a fourth down as that one is complete over the left side to Victor Mark.
Yep, and that's again, that's a good route against the blitz. Straight man-to-man, crossing route. But the corner, they're actually trying to pick there. That was the tight end coming across as well. But very, very well played by the UTEP. That was Royzell Smith, a linebacker. That's a great job by a linebacker on the crossing route.
Rare punt by the Bulls. And this time the Miners will let that one sail out of bounds. We'll see how far up the sideline the official comes. He's over the 20, over the 25, out around the 27-yard line.
That's their first punt. Very rare. That's the first punt of the evening.
As we've pointed out, the Bulls have been literally running up and down the field. 31 points in the first half. Not quite as productive as last week's 49-point outburst against FAMU. But I think it's fair to say the defense is a little bit tougher tonight. The Miners have had their hands full, but they've also been fairly productive at times here. And as you see, they got rid of the offense there in fairly short order. So now their offense has a chance with 12:55 to go here in the third to get their first look here in the second half.
And their offense has played very well in this football game.
Tough sledding there for Vernon Frazier. Let's send it down to the other member of our crew. That would be Angela Mallett. She's on the sidelines. Hey, Ange.
Hey there. Mike Price said we didn't come here to lose. We came here to play ball, and we're going to do it in the second half. He said our third-string quarterback's playing great, so we just got to catch the passes. Back up to you, Kevin.
I would
Angela,
agree
thank you.
with Coach Price. His third-string quarterback is playing very, very well.
Second straight contest that USF didn't punt until the second half. This time the defense is in the right call at the right time. Ryan Giddens, what a play.
Well, that young man right there, Ryan Giddens, take a look at him here on this rush. This is a naked, and that naked means there's no guard out blocking for him, and he probably should have had one right there because Giddens is all over it. Giddens, former parade, high school All-American from Sefner, Florida, Armwood High School.
Well, that is a big, strong kid. Not something you want to see if you're a quarterback. You don't want to see a kid like that running your way.
Heavily recruited. Miami, Florida State, just about everybody.
Impact player. Second and long. Quick swing. Looking for daylight is Nathan Jeffrey.
And that was Michael Linares, the middle backer, that just kept tracking him and finally got him on that third and very long. Punt team on the field for UTEP. And boy, this punter, Ian Campbell, I'll tell you, he can flat let it go. Averaging 46.4 and averaged 45 last year, so that's no fluke.
Got a lot of room and a lot of real estate to work with here.
Terrence Mitchell back, number 10. No, look at that punt. Wow.
And Mitchell is swarmed under immediately. That is outstanding coverage on that particular drive there. Drew Thomas with the honors. Quick timeout. 14-point lead for the Bulls. Welcome back, everybody. Number 63, the great Leroy Selman. Bucks retired his jersey here. And, of course, a tremendous impact on the South Florida Bulls program. Former athletic director. And what just an amazing person, Hall of Famer coach, gone too soon.
Well, way too soon, and you know, this city has lost really one of the bright lights. Leroy Selman, an incredible human being. I've known him 25 years. I loved him like everybody else.
Died shortly after a stroke. The athletic center here at the University of South Florida to be named after Leroy Selman. You're going to see 63s on the helmets, LSR, I beg your pardon, LRSs.
Yep, and when the team hit the field tonight, that flag that led the team out was Leroy Selman flag.
That's right. Darrell Scott, not a lot of room to run there at the 30-yard line.
No, and I didn't really care for what he did. He didn't put his foot in the ground. He kind of started dancing a little bit, and he's not a dancer. He's, you know, Darrell, you're a north and south runner. Put your foot in the ground and go. 240 pounds.
Run downhill. Pretend you're Terrell Davis and just get downhill.
Absolutely.
3rd and 5. Daniels wants to throw. Does.
Wow.
But talk about tight coverage. You know, he tried to get the ball over there to A.J. Love, who has been fairly quiet tonight, but with the defender all over him, not much chance there.
Yeah, Drew Thomas, number 10. And there, of course, you see Todd Fitch at the right of your screen. Defensive coordinator. Larry Scott, tight ends coach, former South Florida player, right next to him. Todd Fitch is a tremendous offensive football coach.
He expects more out of his offense than he has seen here in the second half as they go out quickly once again, and on comes the punt team again.
That's an outstanding punt.
That one hauled in, but boy, you're not kidding. That was an awfully high kick there, and fair caught by Anthony McGee. 31-17 is our score. We're back after this. Everybody, Tampa, Florida. Balmy night for college football. 31-17 here in the third quarter. ESPN College Football presented by Sprint. So the UTEP Miners have the football, trailing by 14 points. In the first half, in particular in the second quarter, the offense was actually chewing up the yards. Here in the third quarter, not much doing in the first drive. We'll see what they can get done here now with their second opportunity.
This is an audible by Carson Mager.
Here comes a pressure package, a fifth rusher.
Miscommunication,
and it leads to an interception over the left side. That one hauled in very quickly by Kayvon Webster.
Well, that's one of those option routes again. And there you see Mike Price. You know, the receiver ran the out. He threw the fade. They both have to read the coverage the same, the wide receiver and the quarterback. And obviously, somebody was wrong.
Nicely hauled in there by Webster. Even when you're all by yourself, he had to elevate, get up there, get his hands on the football. Now let's see if the Bulls can take advantage. Excellent field position here, Coach.
Yeah, South Florida is +5 in the turnover ratio. That's the 10th in the nation coming into this game. Boy, and I'll tell you, they are just absolutely getting no movement whatsoever with that Texas El Paso front.
Defense of the Bulls certainly making the most of the opportunities that they've been presented with. Forte, Davis, Lattimore, Sager.
Yep.
And coming up with another turnover. They have been opportunistic from the turnover standpoint.
You know, the South Florida offense has been 2 and out on both, 3 and out on both possessions, but not this one.
Not this one. Daniels, what a play. Wow. Lindsey Lamar. He earned it, and he deserved it. 54 yards on the score.
And another great throw by B.J. Daniels. He put it right on the money. And Lamar can just fly. I mean, he can fly. And just totally ran away from the safety. And watch this hit, and still in the end zone. Look at this. Wow, what balance.
Absolutely took a licking, but kept on ticking. And they want to look at it, I believe, Coach, to see if he stepped out of bounds.
Yep. I'm sure that's exactly what they're looking at upstairs. Boy, you know, the Lindsey Lamar, let's take a look here. He can really, really put him up, put him down. Definitely in bounds. I don't think it was even close.
No question about it. This is a touchdown. 2 plays, 53 yards. A drive that lasts all of 42 seconds. The bulk of it right here. And you know, this is one thing that coaches, it drives them crazy. Antoine Blake has had a fantastic game.
Yep.
But you got to wrap up. Sometimes you're conditioned to just lay the wood, bring the big hit. That's what he did here. Although in his defense, the receiver was cutting behind him, and so maybe he couldn't break down in time.
You know what? He's trying to bump him down and make a hit. And you know what? It's called tackling. And you wrap your arms. And, you know, there's just, you see it so much in football now. And as a former secondary coach, that would drive me crazy.
But what else can you say about Lindsey Lamar? What an outstanding effort. You know, he ended up behind Frazier on that play, and I'm still trying to figure out. I was watching it develop somewhat slowly over the right side, and he just absolutely skipped behind him. He lost track of it.
Just took a big hug there from Chris Hovan, the former Buccaneer nose tackle, who's now assistant strength coach at South Florida. You know, Lamar last year was the Big East Special Teams Player of the Year. Great return guy, great speed. They continue to try to find ways to get him the football in space. We've seen him at running back. We've seen him, he's run reverses. We've seen him do a lot of different things. We've seen him at receiver. A guy that fast, just have to find a way to get him the ball, and Todd Fitch is the guy to do it.
So as you hear there, Brad Rogers makes the call. Good for the touchdown.
Yeah, we lost the field, Mike, but that was pretty obvious. He really was never close to being out of bounds.
Lindsey Lamar, that's a pretty good little stat line right there. Lining up for the point after, Bonani. You know, it's the quick strike capability of the Bulls that has them out in front right now by 21 points. They have 3 drives that were lightning fast, including this one. Strong effort by Lindsey Lamar, 38-17. Welcome back, everybody. Time to do lots of push-ups. 55 points already on the board between these two teams, 38-17. Here's our score with 8:58 to play here in the third quarter.
No, this has been the Achilles heel for South Florida Knight, their kickoff team. And it starts with the kicker.
Marvin Kloss.
Yep, again, they're trying to keep the ball away from Vernon Frazier, number 2, and he's going to get it this time, though.
Frazier once again makes a great cut.
Wow.
That was awfully close to being a huge run back.
Exactly. If he pulls out of that last tackle, look out. He's down the sideline. Exciting guy. Exciting kickoff returner. Has a lot of patience, really sees the field well. And right there, that was Richard Clayette, freshman linebacker, that just pulled him down. That's Phil McGinn, the wide receiver coach.
Meager firing late, probably ill-advised, as that will likely lose yardage.
Well, that's the 4th time they've tried to play, to throw this low screen. And, fool me once, fool me twice, 4th time. You're not going to fool anybody. They were all over it.
And sometimes when you're a young player, young quarterback, you don't know that you just, listen, throw it away. That one you could tell was already snuffed out. Get rid of it. Go back to 2nd and 10. Instead, they lose a couple yards here. 2nd down 12.
Yeah, that was Julius Forte, 54, that read the play beautifully.
3 wide outs at the bottom of your picture. Trips right.
Audible.
Could be a run. High snap. Instead, throws right. And the defense is still in the right place at the right time. Julio Lopez hauls that one in. But again, the defense of the Bulls stepping up.
Yeah, Kayvon Webster read that bubble screen beautifully, beat the block, but made the play. And the Bulls defense now in the second half has looked more like a South Florida defense.
More of what we expected coming into this contest.
Yep.
There's a look at Coach Snyder, Mark Snyder, defensive coordinator. Also handles the linebackers for USF. 3rd down.
He just keeps making plays, does Carson Mager.
What a terrific job there, hooking up with Jordan Leslie. 1st down, and what he did very impressively, I thought, Coach, was staying alive.
Absolutely. He's very heady, had a lot of pressure. He doesn't panic and makes a terrific throw. That's what breaks down defenses, quarterback movement like that.
37 yards in all on the play, and they teach you, listen, slide to your right, slide to your left, give your receivers a chance to break free. Leslie does on the receiving end of a 37-yard hookup. 1st and 10 Miners now inside the 35-yard line. A lot of movement on the line there, Coach.
Their starting quarterback, who should be back next week, here, listen.
Offside. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Their starting quarterback, Nick Lamison, he's over on the sideline watching this game. I think I'd be getting a little bit nervous right now.
I think so, because if you're the coaching staff, you're thinking, listen, we may have stumbled onto the answer, and why risk bringing Lamison back against a Houston squad that will certainly be tough as well. Meager moving the football with success tonight.
No, he's from Carson Mager's from Plano, Texas. He's 5'11", 200 pounds. A lot of times coaches, we like big quarterbacks and all that, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". But you know what? That young man, and Mike Price has been watching carefully, has played very, very well tonight for the Miners.
2nd and 3. Trips right. 3 wide outs at the bottom of your picture. 1 back.
Here's another audible.
Checking off as the Bulls show blitz. Tough sledding on the inside there by Leland Myers.
Yeah, and that's going to set up, I think, 3rd and short. Yeah, that was Hampton, the defensive end that closed down. 6'2", 248 senior. That's Linares. Mike was in on the hit as well, middle backer.
Strong player with a nose for the football.
Yeah, this linebacker core for the Bulls is, I think, the strength of that defense. The linebackers and the 2 safeties are experienced, really good football players.
They go heavy package. Myers gets over the 25, but will be very close and possibly short of a first down.
Yeah, this will all depend on the spot, because that time there was no movement up front whatsoever.
You saw the late dive into the line there, by Dede Lattimore.
Yeah. And that was a great spot because he clearly did not get it.
Coach Price and company going for it.
Yep, pass, I know it.
Wide open, touchdown Miners. What a play call, Kevin Perry.
What a great fake by Carson Mager, and he showed great patience. Usually with a young player on that particular play, they just get over anxious. He carried that fake out beautifully, and you talk about wide open. Wow, watch the fake. Right, put the ball right on the hip, had some pressure, and made a terrific throw. Just throw it up there, nobody within 15 yards.
25 yards on the hookup with Kevin Perry, and what a comeback that was. They looked like they weren't going to get it. 3rd and short, they don't pick it up. 4th down, they're now 2 for 2 on 4th down tries, including that executed play. 25 yards, 7 plays, 70-yard drive, 4:37 off the clock, and UTEP is fighting hard, down by 14, 38-24.
Mike Price said we didn't come here to lose, and I'll tell you what, they're going to just keep playing and keep getting after it, and he's got to really be pleased with the fight of that Miner team, especially that offense tonight. They have been, I think, outstanding.
Cannot say enough about the job Carson has done under center. He has shown poise, he has shown intelligence, and I think he's shown the kind of discipline that even though he's a young player, he's going to make mistakes. I think he's showing the kind of discipline you look for if you're a coach that has to make them encouraged looking forward.
Yeah, well, that's what, Coach Price said in our conference call. He said, hey, he's going to get us in the right situations. I know that for sure. I don't know how he's going to play, but he's going to mentally do all the correct things, and he certainly has done that. And I'll tell you what, 4:21 left in the 3rd quarter. The Bulls' offense, it's become obvious they're going to have to score some more points. Miners are down 14.
And so the track meet continues. The ball bobbled, recovered in the end zone. And that could have been a disaster. Lindsey Lamar has to take it out and barely gets over the 5-yard line.
Well, I think that's a good plan by UTEP. I mean, they use a single safety. So they're going to kick the ball away from him and make him run to go get the football, and that led to that bobble.
Got a good look at the numbers there. Carson with a very effective night so far.
Nice job on the sideline by Coach Price. He had Washington State in 2 Rose Bowls. He's had a great career.
Let me ask you though, how does a guy like that who's been to the Rose Bowl end up in El Paso, Texas? A lot of people were surprised to see him get down there, and yet from all the conversations I've had, both with Coach Price and others, he's loving where he is right now.
Yeah, 2 things. 1, he loves living there. 2, the athletic director, Bob Stahl, who's a former Missouri football coach,
yep.
He loves working for him. And he's got his family, he's got a great staff, they stay with him, and they have fun coaching.
Daniels, keeper, left side, first down.
Boy, he took a shot now. Well, I'll tell you, the Coach Holtz has got to be, he's a little It's okay. Coach Holtz got to be just a little nervous seeing your quarterback take those kind of shots, and you haven't even got into the Big East season yet.
Don't like to see that. Good for the first down. Able to get rid of it this time. Option left, inside pitch this time. Not a lot there, but that'll move the football a little bit. Evan Landy hanging on to that one.
Yeah, that's the old shovel pass to the tight end coming across. Tell you what, if B.J. Daniels does not play as well as he's played tonight, they could have been a little trouble in this game. I mean, a serious trouble.
They've had some huge plays tonight. Scott gets it. This time he is running hard. Downhill, first down.
That's what he can do. That's what he does. You are what you are. He's a north and south runner.
And the Bulls already have 4 players with 40 yards rushing or more tonight. Among them, Darryl Scott.
Nice job by Quinteris Eatman, the right tackle. Got some nice movement.
Looks left, under pressure, fires right instead. That one cradled by Scott.
That's Danis Estenauer, the starting right guard. Looks like a wrist or shoulder injury to his left wrist, it looks like to me.
Could be a wrist or maybe even a stinger, the way he's holding it up like that. Take another look. Yeah.
Yep, landed awkwardly on that left arm.
Go down to the sideline, check in with Angela Mellon.
We'll get an injury report on Danis Estenauer here in just a minute, but there's a great story about this young man. One night he was headed to dinner. He heard this woman screaming in the parking lot. He runs over. The woman's husband is trapped under a car. Danis immediately tries to pick up the car. It's a no-go. He takes a step back. He said he gets this burst of energy. This time he's able to lift the car and get the man out from underneath. Now, how is he able to do that? It's called hysterical strength. It's when your body gets this burst of adrenaline and you're able to do things you could never do. Now, the wife wrote Coach Holtz a letter telling her this story. Otherwise, no one would have ever known about it because he's so humble. But that day, that woman prayed for an angel to come help her save her husband's life. She got her angel, and South Florida got a remarkable young man at offensive guard.
Great story, Angela. Thank you very much. Apparently, it was a big Cadillac that was on the guy.
Yep. And you know what? Coming off, he looks like he could lift a car. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
That was a great job, Angela.
Even more impressive, the coach actually had to ask him if it really happened. I mean, he didn't even want to tell anybody. And you know, you got to tell your team. I mean, this is very inspirational stuff. Humble young man, saved a life. Truly saved a life. Great story. 3rd and short. Offensive coordinators love down and distances like these. They play it safe and go straight up the field, and look at Darryl Scott pulling his way forward. Worth another look. Fighting out of tackles, advancing the football. Meanwhile, back to live action. Daniels under pressure, tried to check the right side. Still, as coaches pointed out throughout the night, Scott able to make lemonades out of lemon. Not a lot there, but he's able to pick up a few yards along the way. 2nd down.
Yeah, and they're back running that very, very fast pace of that offense again, trying to wear the Miners down defensively.
Twins left at the bottom of the screen. Daniels fakes the handoff. Looking, has a man. Excellent defense that time by, it looks like that was Deshaun Grayson.
That was him, and that was, and you're right, and that's the same counter pass that we've seen before with the route coming across the field, and Grayson is all over it. Terrific job.
Excellent read, and they teach you when you're defensive back, you want to make sure you body up, keep your hands near, and right as the ball gets there, play the ball, get your hand in front. He did a good job.
Right, and you want to run under those crossing routes.
Daniels cannot outrun the defense this time, and there are a couple of penalty markers down, which makes me think perhaps holding back there as well.
There's no perhaps about it.
holding offense number 55. 10-yard penalty, still third down.
Jeremiah Warren, I tell you what, when you get one flag, that's a pretty good two. You know they got you.
But I didn't do it, Coach. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard?
Correction, UTEP has declined the penalty. Fourth down.
Have you ever heard or seen an offensive lineman say, yeah, I did it? I mean, they all say, I didn't do it.
You're right. You're right about that. They don't fess up very easily.
It wasn't me. So they declined. Fourth down.
I've seen them say, blame the other guy, said they had the wrong number.
So with time winding down here in the third quarter, the Miner defense stiffens, and that will carry into the end zone.
Boy, both these punters have been outstanding tonight. I mean, there you'd like to see them hang it higher and have a chance to down it, but boy, they have bombed the football. That was the Brockhouse Con for South Florida.
Justin has a rifle leg. Boy, he can really get into it.
Probably time for one play before we get to the fourth quarter. And this is a good football game. Hey, they're 14 down going into the fourth quarter, and they have moved the ball at will.
And if you're Coach Price, you have to feel very good. In particular, if you're Bob Connolly, you're saying to yourself, listen, stay steady, stay focused, rack up 7 here. We can get him nervous. Quick handoff up the left side, and the Bulls defense is all over that attempt at the left side by Leyland Myers.
Yeah, that
Joe
time
Banyard, I beg your pardon.
They lined up in a 2-deep look, and the safety at the last second came down into the box, and he was the one that made the play all over it.
Put him up, 4 fingers. Here we go. End of 3. A slugfest here in Tampa, Florida. B.J. Daniels and company with a real fight. 38-24 is our score. We're coming back with more after this quick break. And welcome back to Tampa, everyone, as we take a look at our game summary. South Florida getting off to the fast start, but since then, a real slugfest. A lot of yards, nearly 500 total yards already for the Bulls. B.J. Daniels, obviously the huge story, but, you know, as you look at that graphic, you see that, listen, UTEP has a great play out of their quarterback right now. I love the job that Carson's done over there.
Absolutely. I mean, he's thrown one pass in his career. Come on. And to come in against the defense with this kind of speed, he's played great. I'll tell you what, if South Florida didn't have B.J. Daniels, they'd be in big, big trouble tonight. 287 yards all-purpose. That young man right there, tremendous night.
Daniels having a huge night, and they've needed every last one of those yards because right now they're in a real fight. 38-24. Start of the fourth quarter. Meager, right side. Quick completion over there to Anthony McGee. And what else can you say about Carson Meager? He has been exactly what the doctor ordered for the Miners tonight.
All the right checks. I mean, he's put nice air under that ball, threw it right in there. He's making a lot of terrific throws, good decisions. He hasn't panicked. Example of it right there. He's been tremendous. Great play action, fake. Wow.
You love the way he kept that ball on his hip too, didn't you?
Yep, absolutely.
That ball tipped at the line, intended for number 84, Donovan Kemp.
That's the only knock. That's the only thing you worry as a coach. He's 5'10". And no, I've seen a lot of 5'10" quarterbacks in college that were outstanding, but he's going to get one tip once in a while. Look at that. Look at the leadership here. I like this. A young guy that's never played before, he's taking charge.
And in his defense, that INT was a miscommunication on an audible.
That's right.
He has played and managed the game very well for the Miners.
Ian Campbell, let's see if,
it's a fake,
wow.
And he's got a lot of real estate, Coach.
Wow, that's 1st and 10, and then some.
Oh, my goodness. Terrence Mitchell gave him a real shot, and he may have taken the worst of that. We'll have to be careful there.
He definitely took the worst of that one.
Ian Campbell, the punter. UTEP now 3 for 3 in fourth down opportunities. They faked the punt. Campbell running to his left.
This is a scary hit right here. That almost looked like it might have been helmet to helmet. That's not good. Wow, that's the worst thing that you can do when you put your head down and lead with the top of your helmet. That is not good.
Mitchell, sophomore from Tampa, stayed close to home. Cousins with Lindsey Lamar, who's also had a great night tonight. While we have a moment, let's share some news and notes from around the college football landscape today. What else can you say about Denard Robinson? I absolutely love watching him play. 200 rushing yards as Michigan disposes the Aztecs today 28-7. Clemson once again playing very strong, 4-0 for the first time since 07 as they topple FSU. And Alabama and Arkansas roll tide.
Wow. You know, and going back to Denard Robinson, I mean, he plays the game at an entirely different speed that everybody else plays.
We're going to take a quick timeout. 38-24 is our score. We'll check on Terrence Mitchell after this. You're watching college football on ESPN3. Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, Florida. 38-24 is our score. The fans of the South Florida Bulls holding up the horns. Coach Holtz obviously concerned after Terrence Mitchell laid out hard on that play. May have knocked himself out, knocking out the punter on a fake punt. Fourth down. Here's another look.
The key is right there, and that was helmet to helmet, and that's exactly what you don't want to see. You know, not saying it was on purpose or anything like that, but that's a tough collision. That's a dangerous collision, and obviously we're all praying and hoping that Terrence is okay. I thought I saw some movement when he was on the ground. I hope I saw some. Obviously a very stunning situation for everybody here in Raymond James.
Emergency medical personnel on the field. Want to be extra careful here. We're going to stabilize, make sure that the neck is nice and still. The fans hopeful that the star player is okay. Coach, I'll watch the monitor, you watch the field. Maybe we can see there's a thumbs up or any movement here.
Oh yeah, I definitely saw the head move. You know, it's very, you have to take all the precautions. In fact, now they're going to make sure he doesn't move that head again because he just lifted his head up.
Hoping the very best for Terrence Mitchell.
Always just a heart-stopping moment, whether it's on the practice field or wherever something like that can happen.
I remember in Super Bowl 32, Broncos-Packers, late in the contest, Steve Atwater, I think Ray Crockett, just violent collision. It can happen in an instant. You hope for the very best. Our thoughts, obviously, and prayers for that young man. Meager has a man in the clear, but only for a moment as the defense catches up. What a job by Dixon.
Holding number 55 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's coming back, but Ricardo Dixon did a good job of closing on the receiver.
Well, he was initially open, and Dixon showed a real burst and a great effort right there to get a hand on that football.
But the holding call will move the Miners back. And now it's first in a lot of real estate, first and 20. I like the aggressive play call, though. Had a man for just a moment. Twins at the top of the screen on the right. Nothing doing for Myers.
That is going to set up a second and about 20, and I would expect South Florida to put their penny defense on the field, which is exactly what they did. 3 down linemen, 6 defensive backs, 2 linebackers.
Perhaps most impressive, the Bulls can still apply pressure.
No, I'm sorry, they did not. They have their dime package on the field.
Yep, dime package, I see that.
It is the penny. Yep.
Oh, he backed off. I see your call. Yep, good call. Oh, they're going to bring pressure, though, Coach. A little miscommunication there. Meager trying to hook up over the left side with Jordan Leslie behind him there.
Yeah, that was either a poor throw or the receiver ran the wrong route, because that's one of the first few times that he's really misfired badly.
I like the job that Mark Snyder is doing in this chess game, the defensive coordinator for the Bulls. He's disguising what they're trying to do up front very well. They applied the pressure. They first showed a 3-man rush, brought up a 4th, then ultimately brought 5.
That time brought the corner blitz from the short side of the field, and again, Carson Meager read it perfectly, made the correct throw, but South Florida rallied to the ball. You know, UTEP lost a heck of a quarterback that was a 4-year starter for them, Trevor Biddito, who is now up in Canada, and he, of course, just graduated last year, but boy, I tell you, he was fun to watch. He was an outstanding quarterback. And that guy there has done himself very proud tonight.
The ball was tipped.
Yep. Nice job by the official. He called it right away.
Not a bad play, though, if you're a Miners fan. That one going all the way down to the 10-yard line. We talked about the job that Ian Campbell has been doing all season long. He has not disappointed at all tonight. Picked up a first down on a hard run, punting well right there. 38-24, we're back after this. Welcome back to Tampa, everybody. 38-24 our score. Injury updates. Let's head down to Angela Mallon.
Moments ago, Terrence Mitchell did suffer a concussion. Trainer Steve Walls gave us a thumbs up saying that, you know, it's just precautionary that they're taking him off, but he did suffer a concussion. Danis Estenor, we thought it was his arm or his wrist. It's actually his shoulder, but now he's been okayed also to be in the ball game. Back up to you guys.
Angela, thank you very much. Coach, you called that one. I think he landed awkwardly on that shoulder. Maybe
Yep.
I wasn't sure if it was a stinger or just, you know, you fall hard, you're a big fellow like that, things will hurt.
And that's wonderful news on Terrence Mitchell. That was a pretty scary scene here at Raymond James. And, you know, I thought that was the case. You and I both did, but you just don't want to report anything unless you know for sure.
Scoring drive tonight for the Bulls. Take a look at the really quick ones. 38 seconds, 24 seconds, 42 seconds. Quick strike capability. In large measure because of that young man, B.J. Daniels. Chopped down there by Blake. 508 total yards of offense for the Bulls already tonight.
Well, you know, I'm sure that Skip Holtz in a perfect world, you know, would have liked to have had B.J. Daniels out of the game by this point, with having a Thursday night game on the road, which is very, very tough to do, by the way. But, hey, UTEP is just not going to let that happen.
Under pressure, gets rid of it quickly. That's good execution by the Bulls over to Evan Landy.
Yeah, he had a guy coming right in his face and made a perfect throw. I mean, that's that's what quarterbacks are supposed to do.
Let me ask you about that short week preparation. How tough is that going to be for a Bulls team needing to go on the road to take on a very stout Pittsburgh team? As we take a look at the play live, that one incomplete.
The tough thing is Pitt really has a 24-hour advantage on them because they played at noon today. South Florida, obviously, this is going to be very late when this game is over. Plus, South Florida has to travel. I like playing Thursday night games, but when you have to travel, it's very, very tough.
Never easy going to Pitt in any circumstance, and this one's going to come back as we hear the whistle.
Of course, and Pitt lost a very, very tough game to Notre Dame at home today. But, you know, this is the start of the Big East season for these Bulls coming up this Thursday. And this is a team that has a legitimate chance, in my opinion, to win this conference. Their final game of the year is West Virginia here.
False start. Number 15 of the offense.
Victor Mark, the wide receiver.
Personal foul. Number 15 of the offense. Those penalties would be assessed from the previous spot. Fourth down.
We take a look at the Big East standings. Bulls, Mountaineers.
Of course, West Virginia in a dogfight up in Morgantown with LSU tonight. They were down, I think, by 1 score, the last score that we got in the second quarter.
Never easy to play up in Morgantown. That is a tough place.
I can attest to that firsthand. I'd never beat West Virginia up there, and they never beat me in New Jersey. So, I mean, but, you know, we won barely in New Jersey, and they clobbered us every time I went up there. Very difficult place to play.
Coach Graber, of course, had the reins of the Rutgers program for many years. Boy, it was an impressive turnout this morning on game day there in Morgantown.
Great fans.
That one looked like it almost went off the side of the foot.
Yep.
Fair caught inside Bulls territory.
Great field position. 14 down, 2 scores down, 10-37, all kinds of time.
And a short field to work with here for the Miners. I want to update that LSU score while we were just talking about how tough it is to play up there in Morgantown. It is tough for just about everybody except apparently the Bayou Bengals. They are out in front 27-7 at the break.
That is a talented football team, especially that defense. Wow.
What they did to Oregon showed me all I needed to see.
Yeah.
Meager firing. Good defensive play there. Carr hauls it in, but he was draped.
Russell Carr is incomplete. Play broken up by number 26, Mark Joyce.
Mark Joyce had a very nice play. Now, all 4 wide receiver sets now, so this is all dime defense on the field.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Julius Forte, nice job by the left defensive end for the Bulls.
And that's the kind of defensive pressure the Bulls need right now. They need to make a stand. You're dealing with a Miners offense that has a lot of confidence right now. They're only down by 14 against a top 20 ranked team on the road. They feel good. They're in Bulls territory. Key play here, 3rd down, 10 yards to go for the Miners. Ball was tipped and picked off. Ricardo Dixon.
Well, tremendous pressure and really just a 4-man rush zone defense. And boy, Dixon, that ball, he's lucky he even got it out of his hands, but unlucky. Look at the hit right there. Wow, that was tremendous pressure.
Boy, it came right up the gut there. That was just tough to get to.
That was Corey Grissom. Boy, that was a great rush.
Meanwhile, back comes the Bulls offense running wild over the left side. Taking a smack in the process is Lindsey Lamar.
Very creative play calling by Todd Fitch, the offensive coordinator. You know, great use of personnel. Using the talent, using the speed.
And using that up tempo to keep the Miners defense off balance. Daniels makes the handoff this time. We wanted to keep it. Instead gives it to Darrell Scott.
You know, and another thing the fast pace does it does not allow Andre Patterson, the coordinator at UTEP, to get his dime defense on the field. There's Todd Fitch to the right of your screen.
Offensive coordinator doing a heady job keeping the Miner defense off balance right now. Fakes the left, handoff does Daniels, keeps it himself. Cuts up inside, over the 40-yard line, down inside the 35, 1st and 10, Bulls.
This is the first time this year that we have seen Daniels carry the football as much as he has, run as much option as they have run. And that is a real concern to Mike Price because he is a load. He is tough to handle.
Quick strike over the right side. That one to Lindsey Lamar.
Every throw is just right on the money. I mean, right on the money, which, again, gives the receiver a chance to do something with it after he gets it.
What really is fun to watch is a young man that people love to talk about his ability to be versatile. Yes, he can run the football, but as you pointed out very well early on, the kid can throw. I mean, he can really throw that football well. And that makes all the difference because then you can set up a play like this where Darrell Scott gets the ball and bulls his way forward for first down yardage.
Yeah, that's what's called the slip draw. You don't see that play much anymore. A lot of deception on that. And see here now, they're trying to substitute and they're all screwed up. Andre Patterson tried to get the dime on the field. And again, guys are running on the field and the play's being run.
Daniels fakes the pitch, keeps it himself, calling his own number, picks up just a couple of yards.
Again, trying to get fresh personnel on the field, and here comes the Bulls. They're going to line up as fast as they can.
Twins to the left at the top of your screen. A blocking back to the right. Tight end lining up like that. Landy.
Ooh.
This time a little confusion. Scott takes a hit up high.
Yeah, it was Greg Watkins, defensive end, and if that was his own read, BJ made the wrong read.
Yes, he did.
Should have pulled that one.
Pulled that one out.
And Darrell would say in the huddle, BJ, I'd really appreciate it if you could pull the ball right there.
3rd down and 8. Lamar motion. Gets the football. Has room. 10, 5. Touchdown Bulls. Lindsey Lamar takes it to the house. He was the man in motion, coach, and he makes him pay.
Yeah, another great throw. Perfect. Good block by the offensive line. Good job putting it in the end zone.
Speed thrills. And what a job by that young man who's had a fantastic night. Capping an 8-play drive. 18 yards as he takes that one to the house. 60 yards in all on the drive. 45-24, a little breathing room for the Bulls. It is a college football Saturday here in the Sunshine State, South Florida. A little breathing room now as Lindsey Lamar and company punch in another touchdown.
So, you know, to me, the best thing that's happened tonight was that report that Angela did on Terrence Mitchell. That certainly, you know, made me feel a heck of a lot better because those situations are really scary.
Incredibly hard hit. Mitchell trying to make a tackle on a fake punt by the Miners punter.
And if I could make a teaching point, that's why you don't put your head down and lead with your helmet.
Absolutely right. Frazier on the run again. This time over the 25. So they've got a lot of work to do here, Coach, with 6:39 to play.
Yeah, now they have a lot of work to do. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see what Mike Price comes up with. Does he come with the 10 personnel, which is 4 wide receivers and 1 back? Does he come with a tight end and try to run it? Nope, here comes the 4 wide receivers.
Let it all hang out. Let one back you up. Be your safety valve. 3 wide outs at the bottom of your picture. Trips left. Last minute instruction from Myers. Makes a nice jump. Left picked up. Pick 6. Touchdown Bulls.
Sam Barrington. Boy, did he play that beautifully.
Big Sam Barrington says, thank you, I'll be scoring.
Wow. Wow. There's Mark Snyder getting a little bump from Sam. Great job undercutting the outcut, putting it in the end zone. This core of linebackers, Barrington, Linares, and Lattimore, they're something. Boy, they can really run.
Barrington coming into the contest with 19 total tackles. His first pick 6 of the season. And that's how you create even more breathing room. And you know what? These things can happen. Take another look. How about this little, are you happy, Coach? Are you happy? Yeah, you betcha.
That's a pretty good vertical by Coach Snyder. Not bad.
That's when it's fun, isn't it?
Oh, boy. I guess so. Now, 6:32 to go, Kevin. We've got a Thursday night game coming up. You're leaving Wednesday at 6 o'clock for Pittsburgh. You know, one of the problems with Thursday night games, if you get bumps and bruises, you know, you don't have time to heal them very well. I played a Thursday night game once at Virginia Tech when I was at Rutgers. I lost both quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks, and had to play a Thursday night game.
Oh.
Played a Saturday, then, you know, I mean, you got no chance, you know. So it'll be interesting to see if the substitution patterns come in particular for B.J. Daniels. I mean, he's taken some hits tonight. He's been extremely effective. Boy, there's a lot of pain in that face at Mike Price right there. I'll tell you, that's never easy.
You know who you feel for, too, is Carson Baker, who's actually played very well. Now, the stat line will read 3 interceptions, but it belies what he's really been good out there. I mean, he's had some tough breaks. He had one ball. It was just miscommunication with the wide receiver that was picked off. Another time he was basically being hit and the ball was tipped and popped up. And then, of course, that one was just a great individual effort.
Right. No, if I'm Mike Price, I'm very happy with him. And if I'm the starting quarterback, Nick Lamison, I'm not sure I'm too happy.
Going to get healthy in a hurry, right?
Absolutely.
B.J. Daniels, 7th all-time now in Bulls history.
That's a quarterback.
And how's this for a number? He's got over 300 yards of total offense tonight.
Well, that's got to put him up in the national categories, at least in the top 10 now, because he's been doing it.
Bulls offense 6 yards shy of breaking the single game rushing record of 377. They'll have to get the ball back to do anything.
Ball starts, offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Yeah, it's going to be a long flight back to El Paso tonight for this staff and this football team. I pulled out a map. I did, you know, and I looked at where El Paso was. I mean, there is nothing near there. I mean, they're halfway between Dallas and Los Angeles.
Playing it safe here.
Albuquerque is the nearest city, and I don't know how far that is.
Coach Price knows how nice it is to be out there in West Texas. Fertile recruiting, obviously, in the Lone Star State. And also, as you pointed out earlier, Coach, you can draw those California cast-offs. You can make some inroads there.
Junior colleges.
Absolutely. JUCOs. Mount Sac, obviously, a good fertile recruiting ground.
They picked up 3 starters on their offense from Mount Sac. Nice throw. Good job by the tight end getting open.
Kevin Perry, who does have a touchdown catch tonight, hauling that one in.
Opelousas, Louisiana, is where Kevin Perry's from.
Yeah, Opelousas is a good town for eating, let me tell you what. Of course, anywhere in Louisiana is a good town for eating. Great recruiting ground as well. Bayou State.
Yep. As evidenced by LSU being pretty decent.
Yes,
huh?
sir. They grow them big.
And fast.
Handoff. And first down yardage.
Yep, that'll keep the chains moving.
Myers, tough sledding, but he picks up the necessary yardage. Meager looking to the sideline now with 5 minutes to go here in the fourth, trailing 52-24.
And I'm looking on the sideline and I see backup quarterback Bobby Eveld warming up. Be a good indication he may be coming in next series.
Fakes a handoff under pressure.
Oh.
Ouch. You
Julius
can run.
Forte.
Wow, but you can't hide.
We have called his number 54 a lot tonight. He's made a lot of good plays at defensive end. Here comes now this time it's not a naked. They're bringing the guard, but the guard can't get to him. Too much up the field pressure.
That's right, couldn't get out there in time. And Forte, boy, he really took a shot too, didn't he?
Yes,
Meager?
he did.
Ouch. So it's second and a country mile. Call it 20. Under 4 to play. Twins right. Pressure. Gets rid of it quickly. We've talked about the fact that South Florida has a date with the Panthers coming up. That one coming up on Thursday on ESPN. But as you look at the schedule, it's not an easy one. You've got a game at UConn, Cincy, at Rutgers, at Syracuse. Miami's lurking down there, and of course Louisville and West Virginia.
4 of the next 5 on the road.
UTEP, first charge timeout of the half, the 30-second timeout.
The best thing about that schedule for South Florida and for these players, no cold weather games. all their late games are at home, and believe me, these are all Florida kids. They don't want to hear about playing in 8 degrees and stuff now, I promise you.
You better believe it. Meanwhile, the Miners have a date with Houston. That one coming up on ESPN3. That's going to be a tough game. Then they've got a trip to Tulane, CSU, Southern Miss, at Rice, East Carolina, Tulsa, and then UCF, another very difficult team to play.
Yep, all a Conference USA schedule for the Miners and an all Big East schedule except for Miami for South Florida from here on out.
Hurricanes falling to Kansas State today.
Of course, South Florida beat Miami last year down there in overtime.
Yes, sir. I was there.
And Bobby Eveld, the backup quarterback, is the guy that got it done.
Nice to have the experience. Once again, Perry running hard.
Yeah, and we're going to get a late hit, I think, on the quarterback.
Roughing the passer, defense number 90, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Claude Davis,
yep,
the guilty party there. Claude trying to get in there and mix it up just a bit. Overdid it. So that's going to tack it on just a bit. Up to almost midfield. 3 minutes to go here in the fourth. Meager in the gun. Twins right and left. Check that. Meager now out of the contest.
It's Tate Smith.
Tate Smith is in. And not a bad opportunity for Coach Price to get some of his younger players a little playing time.
That's the 4th quarterback now that's played for UTEP this year so far in 4 games.
Incredible. That's incredible. I think we agree. They found a really good one in that Meager kid.
That'll be interesting now to see exactly what they do with Lamison and Mager. Those are clearly their top 2 quarterbacks. Interesting with Lamison, he was also at Mount Sac, along with Mike Edwards. They're starting their best receiver and their starting left tackle. All 3 of them came in kind of a, I don't want to say a package deal, but they all decided to go together.
Mixed bag on that. Some coaches believe in it, other coaches just won't do it. Sometimes there are academic concerns and complications. What's your take on plucking from the ranks of the
Whatever it takes to get the best players I could get, I would do it.
Absolutely. May not have them as long, but in many cases, they're already game ready when they come.
You know, if you have a need at a position, I mean, you know, they're good players and they're good kids. You know, it's not like everybody thinks JC guy. That's not true at all. Transfers. I've had some of the best kids I've ever coached were transfers for one reason or another, or even a couple of JC guys.
There are some amazing feeder programs at the JC level. These kids come out, they're hungry, they want to prove themselves, not just athletically, but also academically.
Especially in California. I've recruited those JCs. That is great football. Wow. There comes the blitz, and down he goes.
No chance there for Tate Smith to avoid the rush. Quickly out there is Mike June.
A lot of the backups are in defensively now for the Bulls.
And why not? With time winding down in this one. Perhaps a little tougher than they expected.
Very much so, I think. You know what, though? That's good. They needed this badly.
And credit to Coach Price and his club. They didn't come out here expecting to lose. They came out here and played like they expected to compete, and indeed they did. Smith running, firing on the run, gets it out to the receiver, but he was just out of bounds. Nice job there by Jordan Leslie hanging on to that one, but not before he ran out of real estate.
That's just about going to do it. 5 seconds left on the clock.
And a good outing.
I think it's time for the best play in football, the old kneel down.
Victory formation, my favorite.
And Bobby Evell does come in. It's too bad they couldn't get him some more meaningful snaps tonight. Peter Voss, quarterback coach, next to Skip Holtz.
South Florida knocking off UTEP 52-24. The undefeated season continues. Big win for Skip Holtz and company. Coach Mike Price back to the drawing board, but with pride as they played with intensity and defeat tonight. So for Doug Graber and Angela Mallon, I'm Kevin Court saying so long from Tampa, Florida. Final score 52-24. Don't forget, you can watch it on ESPN3.com. And a reminder, you can see the entire game on our ESPN family of networks. Just log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.